comes a point in every season of Hermitcraft where I, in my infinite wisdom, decide to take on a project that is bigger than life itself. That day is today. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you know I've already kind of hinted at this, that the project I'm about to start is, I have no reservations in saying this is the biggest project I've ever done in the history of Minecraft. This is easily going to take me at least a month or so to do, but when I'm done, the entire Hermitcraft server is going to have a game that we can all play that, quite honestly, I think it might be the highlight of Season 7. Now, this video took a little bit longer to come out than most. There's a little bit bigger of a gap, and that is because I've spent probably the better part of the last 3 days designing this game to make sure it's going to have a really solid design. It's going to be fun for everyone, but it's in depth, and we're going to spend probably the majority of today describing how this game is played. And the reason I'm sitting here in the shopping district is because this game is going to be below the shopping district, and it's going to take up a large area. So the game is going to have two main areas, which we'll get into all that in a little bit, but the main area is going to be a 100 by 100 area, going from like right there to like over there to like there to like here, that 100 by 100 blocks or so. I think B-Dubs is over there. I think B-Dubs is building something. So first things first here, let's cut right through the chase. I have a massive hole to dig, like 250,000 blocks on this one. And Cubby's got like an underground waterway path thing that goes off that way. So I'm going to kind of start my thing like right here, and it's going to go that way. Dig, I might recruit some help. 100 by 100 by 25 equals 6 hours of digging. And I think I busticated like 5-6 picks because I was watching a movie and just clank. Oh, there goes that one. Clank. Oh, there goes another one. It's just the worst. I can't pay attention to that stuff. But anyways, look, massive hole here for the game we are about to make. And what game are we going to make in here? Well, it's complicated. It's complicated, but to start things off, we are going to build a 100 by 100 dungeon. And this dungeon is going to be handcrafted with custom rooms and themed areas and everything. And hey, Tango, it's going to have like unique corridors and secret passages. But I'm getting ahead of myself here because I want to describe this game in a way that everyone can understand it. So we're going to break it down into little pieces so that it makes sense to everyone here. But to summarize this game, we are about to make a deck building, dungeon crawling, treasure hunting, collect 'em all trading game. Wait, what? What? A deck building, dungeon crawling, treasure hunting, collect 'em all trading game. Of course, that's what I thought you said. So that's obviously a lot to take in. So what I want to do is try and break down all those descriptors one at a time, and so that you can get an idea what this game is about here, okay? And this is, by the way, this is where the entrance is right now. I'll make a much more formal entrance much later, okay? But let's talk about the first one, dungeon crawling, okay? It's not the first one on the list, but it's the first one I'm going to talk about. Now, I've made a sample here of, and this is just a sample. I just threw this together. It's not as, it's not done to the standards that I would want it to be, or it's pretty close, though. Now, imagine, like, this kind of dungeon thing, right? You're going down, it's creepy and everything, and you turn the corner and it opens up into a room, and it's like, oh, this is like some kind of altar room or something here, right? And it's all dark and dingy and everything. Now, there might be different themes to this dungeon, too. Like, this could be, and I can almost guarantee I will make a Blackstone themed area within the dungeon. Maybe like one of the quadrants is Blackstone and red nether brick, maybe even. I like that. I like this style right here. It's kind of creepy with the soul lanterns and everything. But there, that's just 1/4 of the dungeon, right? There could be, and there will be, a traditional stone-based section. There may be even more of like a potentially some kind of like wood section or a natural section. We might bring in some more pieces of the nether even inside here, like a warp section and a crimson section. And as you've probably noticed, we even have a couple of spawners here. I lucked out, did some looking around underneath the shopping district, and there were 2 spawners here that I just wanted to fit in here just right. So the position of this giant 100 by 100 cube is mostly driven by these 2 spawners. I want to have like an undead theme. This is a zombie spawner. That is a skeleton spawner. So this quadrant of the dungeon will probably be a lot of like, that might be like the boneyard over there. And now we're going to get naturally spawning skeletons inside here, which is really cool. Now, of course, no dungeon would be complete without traps. I could add traps all throughout here. We could even have like secret passageways. Like imagine there was like a little button like right there. Okay. And obviously there wouldn't be a hole in the floor and stuff, but imagine there was a little button right there and you press that and little door opens up here or something that takes you to another part of the dungeon. I'm all for that stuff. So as you can see, we have a massive area here to fill with this dungeon here, and that's intentional. So what I'm going to do now is pop up on the screen an example dungeon map that I downloaded online, and it's kind of got a really close, proportion to the dungeon that I want. This is not what I'm going to do, but it will be something very much shaped like this. The room shapes, the corridor shapes, that kind of style. So something like that is what I want the hermits to be crawling through. So you're probably asking by now, all right, that sounds great, but why do the hermits want to go in here? What's the whole point? What's the game? Well, the hermits are going to get opportunities to enter the dungeon probably once a day or so, and I'll get into all that later, but their goal is to enter this dungeon, explore it, and find the loot, and more particularly, find an artifact or a set of artifacts, because that is what the entire game is about. They want to explore the dungeon, find artifacts, make sets of artifacts, and hand them in to gain points. And the first hermit to get whatever amount of points I decide wins the game. When the players enter this dungeon, they're going to be naked. Nothing on, no armor, nothing in their offhand, no inventory. All they will get is a diamond pickaxe, and it will be unenchanted. That is all. And very importantly, you cannot break any blocks and you cannot place any blocks while in the dungeon, with the rare exceptions that I will specify in a little bit. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, there's going to be 2 Ravagers loose in the dungeon hunting you down. All right, so if we're gonna make the hermit's trip into the dungeon be interesting, it's gotta be different every time they go in. It can't just be like, oh, I go to the treasure room and I get the same loot I get every time. That's boring, right? So what we're gonna do, and this idea is really what stemmed this entire project came from this. So I need to get some of this shiny here, probably actually some of that, I think. This is the first ancient debris I've actually smelted. Come on, give me some fuel. We are going to cook this up to get some netherite scraps, I think they're called. Scraps are all cooked up, and now we want to make some ingots, or 1 ingot, I should say. And now we're gonna put it in the center. We're gonna go swoop to swoop around the edges, and we are gonna make a lodestone. This guy is the secret to this whole game. So for those of you that don't know how the lodestone work, this thing is a magical little happy fun time block. I love it, okay? Looking all normal and everything. You take a compass that is a normal compass, you right click on the lodestone, bam. And you get achievements just like that. But what's great now is you have an enchanted compass now, okay? And this compass doesn't point to the origin. It points to the lodestone, no matter where you go. As long as you are in the same dimension as the lodestone it was configured for, it will always point to it. But if the lodestone breaks at any time, the compass reverts back to like crazy town mode. Look at it. You can see it down in the corner there. It is just like, brrr, it's like pointing as if it was just completely broken now. So every day as the administrator of this game, I am going to be randomly hiding lodestones somewhere in the dungeon, okay? And now hermits that are lucky enough to get one of the compasses that are configured for these lodestones will then be able to go through the dungeon and try to use the compass to figure out where in the dungeon is their loot. And eventually, when they get to it, you can see the compass right now is like, no matter where I go, it's just turning around. We found the spot, okay? So it's right there. At this point, you're allowed to dig out that block and you see the lodestone that your compass is pointing at, okay? You break the lodestone, thus breaking your compass, and down there, you find the ultimate treasure. Now this gets us to the second part of the game I want to talk about now, the treasure hunting aspect of the game, okay? So every day after I drop a lodestone in a random section of the dungeon and I configure a compass, or I bind a compass to it, I'm going to put that compass in a shulker box and I'm going to hide it somewhere here in the shopping district. And this is where the hermits come in. This is their first step. What they're going to need to do is search this, hopefully on a daily basis, and look for these shulkers that I am hiding randomly in the shopping district, okay? And when they find one, they open it up, and inside they will find the compass that is bound to the game. I'll probably rename these. By the way, I'm thinking of calling the game Decked Out. I think that's a clever name. Someone in stream suggested it, and it's kind of fun. So I think the game will be called Decked Out, and there's also going to be a currency in the game, which is going to be these emeralds, and I'm giving a unique name with a little symbol there, so hopefully they can't be copied in as much. But this is what you'll get every day. You'll get a compass and maybe a little bit of currency for the game. So then, of course, you just take that compass out, take the money, because you're going to need that for other things in the game, grab the compass and go over to the dungeon, and you're ready to go in. To enter the dungeon, there will be a fee, and that fee will be in this decked out currency, in emeralds essentially. So you're gonna need to save your emeralds for every run that you want to make in Decked Out. Okay, so we know how it's going to be a dungeon crawl game, and we now know how it's going to be a treasure hunting game up in the shopping district. Let's now talk about how this is going to be a collect 'em all trading game here, because I am going to introduce artifacts, and these are artifacts. Now, I will openly admit that this section of the game is inspired by Rendog's Season 5 game, Hermitcraft, or Hermitron Go, I think it was called. It was a fantastic game. It was a lot of fun, and all the hermits really got into it. So I'm hoping they do the same for this. So artifacts now are the treasure that you will find underneath your lodestone that the compass directs you to, okay? And now these come in sets, so each color is a set, and we have 4 pieces in each set. So we have a common, an uncommon, a rare, and a unique, okay? And obviously the rarity of them is going to be, you know, obviously there's only one of these, and there's probably going to be like 4 of these, 3 of these, and 2 of these in the whole game or something. I'm not sure on all that stuff. I have to work that out. We'll see. But a color is a set, and obviously there are going to be many colors. I don't know how many colors or how many different sets there will be. That's going to be determined based on how many hermits are going to play, but I'm thinking in the 6 to 10 range. But the idea is if you collect all the pieces in a set, hand them into some crazy whammy-jammy machine that will detect that and automatically give you points on your board here. So every hermit is going to have their own personal, like, scoreboard, I guess you could call it, area, like a scoring area, okay? And it's going to look something like this. It may change. I don't know. Maybe the blocks will change or whatever. But the idea is that you have 12 pieces here. These are all the pieces you own. You cannot hold pieces in your inventory. If you pick a piece up, it has to go on your board. And when your board fills up, you have to start making hard choices. You have to take an item off the board and return it to the system. There will be a place in the hall over there, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But then, you basically return the pieces to the game. So you can only have 12. So you got to be choosy about what you want to keep. But now when you do turn in a set, okay, and it's detected, like, okay, you got all 4 of the green set, you will get a point or maybe even 2 points depending on the set, all the way up to 10. And I think it's going to be the first one to 10 wins. So imagine, I think over there, I got another huge digging project over there. Imagine another hall filled with like 10 of these scoring boards or whatever, 1 for each hermit. And I may allow the hermits to like decorate their own scoring board or something very similar to Hermitron Go Season 5, because I think that was a fun thing. So that is how he keeps scores. So you'll be able to walk into this hall and just look down and see everyone's score. I'm thinking I might put like the hermit's skull like on the get 2 of them, because I think Cleo still got all the skulls. If I could put 2 of every hermit's skull on the board so you know whose board it is, I think that might be pretty cool. And I should also point out that trading with other hermits is heavily encouraged. Obviously, you can trade artifacts. Hermits can make their own custom deals. Hey, I'll trade you a red for a green, whatever it may be. Or you can even incorporate these emerald currency points as well too. So maybe hey, I'll give you 20 emeralds for a rare or something. I have no idea. Who knows? It's up to them. All right, we've been talking about the game for quite a while here. I want to make a little bit of progress here, more than just digging a hole today, which all I'm going to do now is dig a bigger hole, but we're still got the best part of the game to go, the deck building, which you guys are absolutely going to love, I think. But we got to stop by the new shop in town. It's Lamps Plus. They sell lamps. I gotta go buy a lamp. Look at this place. It's amazing. Look at this. It feels absolutely beautiful. Look at all the, I literally feel like I'm in a lamp shop here. Where's the lamps I need? I think these are the lamps I need. Yes, those are shiny lamps. Expensive lamps, though. I tell you, I got my money. Diamond block for a lamp. Oh, more digging and more planning. And apparently I made a bat farm, too. There's a lot of bat farms around here lately. So I dug a lot more out, all of this space out, everything. Okay, now this is kind of all before the dungeon. I'm going to show you. This is like what I'm calling the main hall here. This is where you can see I have a bunch of the player scoreboards just kind of pegged into place here. There's a 10 on each side, so there's enough for 20 hermits to play this game. Probably more than actually will, but I went through the actual list and it's not out of the question. If this game is popular, 20 hermits could play. So there's room for, each one of them to claim their own scoring board here all the way down. So 4 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 4 and 2. I keep hitching here or something. That's weird. All right. So that room is basically just the scores, where they have their 12 pieces, and the score will be up there. I might have to raise the ceiling a little bit. We'll still see. I'm not sure how I want to do the scoreboards. But down here now, okay, this is where things start to get interesting. This is, I guess, the system room, we'll call this. Basically in here, you're going to have your shop on this side. Yes, I said the shop. Back here is going to be your daily auction, I guess you could say. Yes, I said daily auction. We'll get to both of those in a little bit. Plus, there's going to be some other like little system areas in here too, like where you can return things, because I need the lodestones back. They're kind of expensive. The shulkers that people are picking up in the shopping district. All the block, basically anything, the diamond pick I'm going to give them to play the game. All that stuff, I'd like them to return it. That'd be great if they could. So I'll probably have a little dump chute there or whatever. And then there's going to be a sign here. This is where you only pass this door if you plan on entering the dungeon, right? So this will be locked and a light will be here or something telling you whether or not the dungeon is ready, because you can only run the dungeon every like 10 minutes or so. I'm going to, explicitly have a cooldown on it. But anyways, if it's available, you come in here and now you can see this leads directly into what will be the dungeon. Okay. In here is going to be, two things. One, you can see 3 holes there, and we'll probably have like a hole back here. Okay. One of them, I'm not sure, I have to figure out redstone spacing and stuff. One of them will be where you put your shulker box that contains your deck of cards. We'll get into that in a second. And then right here is going to be your window to choose which upgrade card you want to add to your deck of cards. Okay, so let's talk about this deck building concept. Now, for those who don't know, deck building is a game mechanic where you own a deck of cards, and as you play the game, you add new cards to your deck that make you more powerful or give you new abilities. And of course, it depends on the game, of course. But what we're going to do here is simulate that game system idea here with a shulker box that is going to be your deck of cards. And as you play this game, you will acquire new cards that will drastically change your experience within the dungeon. So essentially, you can think of this as your way of programming the dungeon to fit your desires and to tweak things to meet gameplay that you want, really. So you would come in here, put your cards in there, okay, and they're all going to get sucked out of the bottom from a hopper and everything, and go into a huge complex system in the back with all this redstone and sorting systems and everything, and it's going to figure out what cards you have in your deck and change the experience within the dungeon based on those cards. So the cards in your deck are persistent. That means that the second you start playing decked out, you will get a deck with some crappy cards in it. And every time you run the dungeon, if you succeed and make it out alive, you have a chance of acquiring some new cards that you will then keep with you in future runs. So it's a progressive system, so you get more powerful the more dungeon runs you do, and they last throughout the life cycle of the entire game. So let's dig into it then and look at the cards that I have designed so far. There will be more added, almost definitely, okay? Right now I have 5 types of cards. Every card comes in one of 4 ranks, which I will describe, basically a tier 1 rank is like, it's not that great, and up to tier 4 is like, that's the really, really good version of that one. So I just have sample ranks next to all of these, but what's important isn't the rank here, it's what the title of the card is and what it does. So each of these books is going to represent a card in your deck of cards, and there's going to be a maximum to how many you have, somewhere like 8 or 9 probably. I don't know. That number doesn't matter right now, but there will be a finite limit. Any cards you put in here afterwards will be ignored. Now, we say cards. Obviously, these are books in game, but that actually provides a couple of benefits. First is you can put I could put a full description in here and talk about all the ideas. In this case, the card is called Stealth and how it works and everything. And the card can't be copied. It can't be introduced into the game because you're going to need a copy of this original for it to work in the sorting systems. Now, this first card called Stealth this one's kind of a big deal, and I don't have jump boost anymore. Okay, so to understand Stealth, you have to understand what's going on inside this dungeon. Now, throughout the dungeon, you're going to see here, I put a series of pressure plates here. They're hard because it's blackstone on blackstone. But the idea now is that there are going to be pressure plates all throughout this dungeon. Not every block, but probably like every 8 blocks, maybe every 10 blocks or something. And they're going to be clustered together such that you just can't get past it. Okay. The object is not to avoid the pressure plates. Just by traversing the dungeon, you have to step on the pressure plates. Now, every time you step on these pressure plates, there is a small chance that you will generate what I'm calling clank, like noise. Basically, this whole dungeon game is you're supposed to be like a stealthy rogue. Get in the dungeon, get the loot, and get out before the beast eats your face. That's the idea of the game. So this right here, sometimes you might make noise. And making noise, or clank as we call it, is bad. It's very bad because as your clank level raises, you are going to, you're not going to make the beasts happy. The 2 Ravagers wandering around here are going to have a much greater chance of finding you. And how that works is going to be demonstrated by this incredibly crude little hallway I just threw together here. So imagine you're walking down this hallway here, okay? And this is your side wall and it's set back a little bit. And yes, it's ugly. Not important, okay? You're coming down here and around the corner here, maybe there's a room here, right? You don't know about. Maybe the beast or the Ravager is in this room and you don't know it, okay? As you're going through the dungeon and generating clank and your clank level is increasing, eventually some of these side panels are going to get lifted up. And as they do, they're going to stay up for the remainder of your run through that dungeon. Now, obviously by lifting these up, you are greatly increasing the visibility of the Ravagers throughout the dungeon. Now, for those who don't know, Ravagers can aggro you up to 32 blocks away, which is essentially 1/3 the width of this entire dungeon. So as your clank goes up and these things start breaking visibility and you can like kind of see through the dungeon better, the Ravagers are they're gonna come over and they're gonna eat your face. So now that you understand how clank works and why it's bad and how the Ravagers are gonna come attack you and everything, you understand that a card called Stealth is very important. So what that does very simply is it will drastically reduce the chance of you generating clank when you walk over these pressure plates. The higher your stealth, the more quiet you're going to be as you walk through the dungeon. Next card up is a fun one. This is Beast Sense. And for this one, I want to head over to my base. So for Beast Sense, we need to grab a bell. There it is. I was hoping I had one. We're going to head out over here and we're going to show you, a lot of you guys probably know this. You see where I'm going with this, right? The Iron Golems they're getting killed by the Ravagers, of course. All right, so now what you can do with the Beast Sense card, if it's in your deck, the higher the rank of Beast Sense, the more frequently the bell will ring. And when the bell rings, the beasts will glow automatically for just a few seconds. So this is your way of keeping tabs on where the beasts are inside the dungeon. And the next card that you may try to acquire in the game of Decked Out is Speed Boost, okay? This one's pretty straightforward. This beacon right here is going to be configured for Speed Boost as it is right now. The higher the rank you have of Speed Boost in your deck, the more frequently this beacon will be active. So if you don't have Speed Boost, it's going to be like that. It's going to be closed off all the time. If you have Speed Boost at higher ranks, this will become active more and more, which obviously will allow you to get away from a certain somebody in the dungeon much easier. Next up is Loot Finder. Now, this one's kind of important too. Sprinkled throughout the dungeon in some of the rooms, or in many of the rooms, are going to be like little chests like this, okay? They're generally going to be empty almost all the time. If you have Loot Finder, especially if you have high ranks of Loot Finder, there will be a chance that some items might be periodically distributed to these chests for you to acquire with your roguelike fingers. You might find emeralds, you might find low-level artifacts, maybe you'll find a new card for your deck. Who knows? And finally, we have Soul Seeker. Now, I'm not going to go into the full details of this card, but it is very interesting and very important. Suffice to say, though, if you make it through the dungeon and collect your artifacts and make it out safely, there will be 3 items presented to you here. They will be cards that hopefully will be desirable to you and hopefully will be upgrades. So you can take one of them. As soon as you take one of them, the other 3 are going to disappear through hoppers, okay? But you can take that and add it to your deck if you want. The higher rank of Soul Seeker you have, glossing over some of the details, just say that Soul Seeker is going to bring much more powerful cards as options right here for you if you are successful in the dungeon. So hopefully that will give you a taste of what it's going to be like to build a deck. Remember, they are persistent. They stick with you through the life of the game. They're not just for one run. It is encouraged for hermits to try to trade them with each other. And it's going to take a while before the tier 4 cards and even tier 3 cards are even remotely available because of that Soul Seeker property and stuff that I was talking about. But it's going to be a slow build. You're going to start out with some 1s. Maybe you'll start getting some 2s, eventually some 3s, and so on. Watching back this episode in editing makes me realize that this feels like a tutorial. Oh, I hope you guys are okay with that. I do apologize. I'm so excited about this game, and I want you guys to understand it as we are building it, because the more you understand it, the more you are going to be into it, I think, and really appreciate what we're doing here. The last 2 things I really want to talk about here, because they're so cool, I think, is the shop and the auction house. Okay, now there are going to be little windows here, and I am periodically going to update them with cards for sale, cards or possibly even low-level artifacts. Basically, you could take those hard-earned emeralds that you have, and you can, just buy them here. This will be like little vending machines. You look in the window, you see what it is. Oh, there's a Stealth 2 card for sale. Boink, put your emeralds in the thing, press the button, and it pops out, and it's yours to go. Over here, or somewhere, I don't even know, who knows, I might change this whole thing around, but over here, there's going to be an auction, a daily auction. Now, this is cool, because this is going to be a blind auction. I'm going to put something in there that is fairly powerful, given the state of the game and how far along it's developed. Every hermit in front of their own little scoring pod here, probably right there, is gonna have a barrel or something like that. Okay, I'm not sure. Basically, if you see that item and you want it, you can bid on it silently by throwing some emeralds in your barrel, and they will immediately get sucked out. At the end of the day, I'm going to look and see who bid the most on that item, and it's theirs. They're gonna get it. Everyone else, sorry, your emeralds are gone. Oh, the bat farm is in full effect. Oh, Azuma logged on. It's time for me to log out. It's getting late. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up here. I really appreciate, if you're even still watching, I appreciate the patience as I describe this admittedly complicated game, but I think it's going to be amazing. Once the hermits understand it and the viewers understand it, it is going to be a ton of fun to play. And I want to stress, guys, that I am going to be live streaming a lot of the grunt work for this game. So if you have questions about the game, if you have ideas to make it better, stop over as usual at twitch.tv/TangoTech. Ask me a question. I will be there. I think, in fact, I'm streaming today, and I'm going to be working here, doing something. And there you have it. The dungeon begins. I cannot wait to start building this thing out, and I cannot wait for the game to get started. Decked out. You guys, the reception you guys said on my last video with the design of the game we're working on here, I want to thank you guys so much. I am so excited to continue working on this. Let's go. Decked out. This game is going to be great, okay? I've done a little bit of work on the live streams, okay? Let me show you what we're doing here. Up here. Okay, good. I've started to lay out the floor, the floor of the dungeon. But here's the thing. It's all getting thrown out. I'm tearing this all down because I don't like it. And I have better plans. I just spent about 5 hours last night and this morning redesigning my own dungeon from scratch that fits the needs I want. But what I did here is what I want to do again to start this episode. You see, I just laid out the map, basically, the floorboards, a little bit of stair changes and stuff like that. I want to do that just to kind of get a sense of what the map feels like in Minecraft instead of in Photoshop, all right? I want to actually lay it out here. But first, we have to tear this out. Poof, gone. It's all gone. We're ready. We have a clean slate ready to build here. We're going to make a lot of progress. I haven't gotten rid of that little sample area yet, just in case, but that'll probably go very soon. But I want to show you something else, though. Well, first of all, I made a mistake. I made lots of mistakes. I made a mistake last episode. I thought I was originally going to have the dungeon start right here, But then I realized this isn't the dungeon floor. The dungeon floor needs to be up higher, so I got room for all the redstone down below and everything. So I raised it up there, and now like everything here, this is garbage. This is all garbage right here. So hang on a second, and bam, something like that. All right, so we have this room here, and instead there's going to be a room here that kind of goes step, 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 step up here. So that's how we gained our little height. And then the entrance to the dungeon is going to be right here at about this level. And the dungeon's going to have, like all kinds of little stairs up, stairs down and stuff. We're not going to have multiple floors, but we'll definitely have a lot of little height changes here and there. And I did a little bit of work here in the main hall where all the players' scoreboards are going to be. And I like it. I really like, look at that. You can see there's like a rendering glitch there. That's not see-through. I can see my iron shop out there, and then you back up. Oh no, closed off. Very weird. But yeah, this is the scoreboard here that I'm leaning toward. I'm pretty solid. This is gonna be it. Blackstone with the little steps up, the altering height, soul lanterns and stuff, pretty nice. And I really like the crying obsidian behind the 12 item frames. I think that's a really nice look. I left this one here as like an alternate example. I'm still not sure. I don't really like it. I think I like the crying obsidian a lot better, but this is looking good. Now, we obviously have a lot more to do in here. I really want to make this room look good. We did a little bit on this side too. Not done yet, but we're getting there. Okay, so before we get into the crazy fast time lapse here where I lay out the entire map, I want to give you guys a little bit of overview of my thoughts of this dungeon here, okay? It's going to be broken up into like quadrants, all right? So 4 major areas, I would say, with a couple little exceptions of common area and stuff like that. But the this quadrant right here, this front right one here, however, is going to be what I'm calling the keep. And that is going to be like your stone brick, it's your castle, it's kind of the civilized area of the dungeon, if you will. It'll be like a treasury room, a throne room, a barracks, a cell block, a library, things like that, okay? The back corner over there where we have the 2 spawners, that's going to be the nature section or the forest section. My idea there is it's going to almost feel like outside, okay? There's going to be like a lake and a cemetery and a mountain and a tower and an icy area and stuff like that. And the idea is it's all covered by like tree canopy and stuff. Maybe a little bit of blue in the sky for sky or something, but we'll see. Back left over there, I don't really have a name for that section yet, but that's going to be all blackstone. And, well, let's just say there's a lot of evil things back there, a lot of dungeony things in the back there. And the front left corner here, this is going to be the nether section, okay? So all kinds of nethery things, nether traps with like lava and stuff. There's going to be like a big crimson forest and a warped forest and stuff like that. All kinds of interesting things there. And there's going to be little connectors between each section, a main entryway right here, and then a very interesting common area in the middle there. And that is the dungeon, or at least half of it. Well, more than half of it. It's all of it except this whole section. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but there we go. I am so pleased with how this turned out. By the way, Hermits, if you're watching, that would be a good time for you to not watch. Spoilers. We're going to give a little tour of the dungeon. Now I'm going to go through the quadrants here real quick and tell you what the plans are for each area without going into too much detail. All right, so you enter the dungeon right here. Now this first area here is kind of just the entryway. It's narrow. I don't consider this to be part of the keep, even though it has the stone like kind of tile set and palette. The keep actually starts over there, okay? You'll see there is one little section right there. There's some staircases to get you into the keep there. And there is a left way over here that turns left quickly and goes into the nether quadrant over there. But for the most part, this center area is basically just to direct you toward the middle of the dungeon by, back by the beacon. It kind of splits. One goes high, one goes low. This is all going to be, obviously the walls are down now. I'm actually thinking, like, I want to leave the walls down for quite some time, I think, just because it's going to make, like, working on this and navigating it so much easier. But we're definitely going to, like, decorate all these things and everything and put, full decorations everywhere here. But the idea now is the center area comes up and splits into this area here. Now, this is the center area right where this black stone starts. So it's like here. Over there, obviously, is the entrance to the forest area, and then starting, like, back there, it goes into, like, the dark area and stuff is what I'm calling it. But this area right here, like, these 10 blocks right around the beacon, I think it's going to be interesting. What I want to do is add a pool of lava underneath the whole thing, and these bridges here that kind of intertwine and go underneath each other, I'm going to have them, like, suspended and hanging from chains from the ceiling with, like drips of lava coming down. So I want this to feel super dangerous here. I don't know whether I'll put ledges on this or not. Probably not. If you want to fall off, be my guest. So this first quadrant here is the keep or the castle or whatever. Like I said, it's the kind of the civilized area. Down here, this is going to be a library with bookshelves. There's going to be like some lecterns and stuff like that, where if the hermits actually take the time to read through the lecterns, they will find some interesting little secrets about the dungeon, shall we say. Oh, I forgot to connect this, I think. Yeah, this has got to connect over there or something. I don't know. Anyways, there's gonna be like an apothecary, a little small blacksmith. Down here is gonna be your kind of your prison cells, your cell block area down there. And then up here you enter, and this is gonna be a throne room, so like big archways and stuff with like an actual throne, probably like right here. The king's quarters back there. Maybe a treasure room back there. Who can say? Who can say? Now, the forest area is definitely the most unique. It is open. There's not a lot of tiny corridors and stuff. The idea now is that there will be tree canopy covering 90% of this, like I said. But this is also the quadrant that has the 2 spawners, so there is extra threat here, okay? So this first area right here, this is going to be a crypt, or not a crypt, a cemetery or a graveyard, okay? So I have all kinds of graves here. Obviously, it won't be happy, fuzzy grass here. It's going to be much more desolate and stuff. And the idea is that you're going to have to go, there's going to be like a little column that, you can't see the spawner, so you won't be aware it's there, but you're going to have to walk around it and everything to get up this, which leads you to a, kind of like a little backside entrance into like a foresty area. So here's going to be like beehives and oak trees and things like that. A little bit more cozy in here, but obviously a big open area where, the Ravagers could be. This is the desert. Well, I should say right here, this is going to be a well, okay? A well that you might want to, you might want to jump into it. That's all I'm going to say. There's going to be a desert right here that will have a trap. I won't reveal what that will be. Opening into a lake area over here. So this open area is going to be all water, and I'm going to make a lake down there that you could go swimming in, if you want. That's all I'm going to say. And then over here, this room is going to be interesting, okay? You'll see a high skeleton. Yeah. You were. Oh, where's my sword? Sword. Okay, this room is going to be interesting because the real way in, or the only way into this room, is right here. And you can see we have the spawner up there, okay? I'm going to collect the skeletons and drop them into like a tower here, okay? And this tower will be like, like maybe that tall-ish or something. That'll be like where they're standing on that height. So they'll spawn in like a ceiling area, fall through onto that. I should eat some food. And the idea now is you want to get up top there. That's the icy mountain tundra area, okay? And it's going to be like a ramp here, ramp up, and ramp around. So you have to loop around the tower while the skeletons are shooting at you. And if you survive that and make it up here, this will be a mountain area. I mean, I know it's not big, but the theme will be here. This will all be snow and everything. I'll probably put like a snowman up here. And, this would definitely be a prime location to hide some lodestones and things like that. In the back left is the dark quadrant, as I'm tentatively calling it. Now, I have some specific plans here that I don't really want to give away too much. There's going to be some more traps in here and some interesting rooms. The main thing about this one, though, is this right here, which I'm calling the path of the bold, I guess, is a straight shot to get into that back corner. The back corner is very important. I'll talk about that in a second. So you could take this path right here. It just goes doom, straight into the back there. But this is going to be super filled with stealth plate detectors. So it's kind of another risk versus reward thing. Like, you could take it if you want. And if your stealth is high, it probably is a good idea. But if it's not, you're going to generate a lot of clank going through here to get to that back area. The back area, by the way, and I'm not going to go through all these rooms here. I do have plans for almost all of them, though. There's my secret passages and all kinds of stuff back here. But this room back here is the Chamber of Souls. And I don't know if I don't think I even talked about the Soul Flames. Yeah, I had to go back to my last episode to see if I even talked about the Soul Flame stuff, and I didn't, because it was getting too complicated, but we're going to talk about that now. But did you guys notice, like, listen, the new sound effects, I just cannot say enough good things about the sound effects in 1.16. Like, when I walk on Soul Sand, I don't know if you can hear it. You hear like little, like, arr, arr, like souls. Watch, listen, watch. You probably can't even hear it. Anyway, yeah, the souls are talking to me. At least I think they are, or I'm going crazy. But anyways, this is the Chamber of Souls, okay? Soul Flames are very important to this game, okay? Not only is your job or your goal to come in here into the dungeon and find the lodestone and get as much loot and get out without getting your face eaten by a Ravager, the goal is also to find these soul flames, and they will be sprinkled all throughout the dungeon. There's gonna be like maybe 20 of them or so, okay? But there's gonna be a much higher concentration back here in this room, okay? So all you gotta do is come over, find them. They're gonna be like, let's see here, let me do a little block action here. A little something like this, something like that, maybe something like that, right? They're gonna be kind of hidden in the walls, and you're just like, ooh, soul flame. And you probably just give it a little punch action, and boom, you've extinguished a soul flame. Now, if you make it out alive, the more soul flames that you extinguished during that run will increase. I feel like I've covered this. Maybe it was in the live stream. I'm getting it all confused. I don't know. But the more soul flames you punch out, the more, or I should say, the better the reward will be for your cards when you're done. So if you punch out just like one soul flame or 0, you're going to come out here and it's going to be like, yeah, there's a loot hunter 1 and a stealth 1, maybe if you're lucky. But if you punch out like 8, 9, 10 soul flames and you come out here, you're gonna be like, well, hello there, stealth 3 and beast finder 4, like that kind of thing. Okay, so you're heavily incentivized to find as many of those soul flames as you can and punch them out. And then back to the dark area over here, this area back here, like I said, will have a high concentration of these soul flames. So no matter where your lodestone's pointing, you're always in the back of your head gonna be like, maybe I should go into that Chamber of Souls, and maybe because there'll probably be like 4 or 5 soul flames in the back there that I could punch out for easy win, which gets me back to this path here. Okay, this is the path of the bold. A lot of the rooms I'm going to have names for and stuff, mostly to give it a little bit more lore, a little bit more character, but also so that the hermits can start talking about it. Like, hey, have you found the rose garden yet? Over there. No, I haven't. What's that? Like that kind of thing. But anyways, if they want to take the risk and come down here and take the expedited route in, they can, but clankety clankety clank all along this path, very bad. But in here, right, obviously they're not going to have soul speed boots. They're not going to be zipping around, and there's going to be maybe some traps in here. There's going to be some walls and some caves to explore and stuff like that. So I think it'll be interesting. And the final area is the nether area. It looks incomplete, but that's because there's 2 massive sections that are missing. Down here, I'm going to have a big warped forest in that corner, and or a crimson forest over there, and a warped forest there, okay? Now you'll you'll see there's gonna be like up here, there's gonna be like all kinds of traps with lava and fire charges and stuff like that that's gonna burninate their face. There's gonna be over there is gonna be the rose garden, which I was talking about. I'm gonna give you one guess what kind of roses are gonna be over there. And then you'll notice these two paths right there. That path and this path are two main kind of like arteries into the warped forest, and the warped forest and the crimson forest are where there's going to be like a lot of lodestones hidden, I believe. So that's the rough dungeon plan right now. Again, it's hard to imagine without walls and stuff, but you can see I'm pretty happy with the size and complexity of this thing. This is pretty exciting. Okay, enough of the map for today. There's something else I want to show you that I think you guys will like, and I'm real happy with. I've changed the artifacts from the simple just like color things, you know, the banners and the blocks and stuff, to this. Okay, we have much more themed artifact sets now, for instance, and they're all named and themed together. So for instance, this is every one of the, it's like 4 across here is a set. So there's 6 sets here. You can see this first set is the dragon set. So the unique is the dragon head. This will be a dragon breath potion. We have the ender crystal and the obsidian, all things related to the dragon fight. And again, these are all from rare to, or not rare, unique, rare, uncommon, common, based on, and the numbers you can see are the tentative numbers I'm going with in terms of distribution. So 1, 2, there'll be 4 of the uncommon and 8 of the common, which gives us that rarity. But we have a wither set, we have a ocean set. I'm just going to gloss over these real quick, but you guys can see we have an end set with the shulker head as the unique and everything. We have the nether set, arcanite, ancient debris. We have all the goody goodies here from the nether, and then we have a shiny set, which is just blocks of gems and stuff. And I can tell you that there will be more than 6 sets. I will need more. I'll probably need to add another 3 to 4 sets at least. And again, this is going to depend on how many hermits are playing. I will introduce new sets based on how many hermits are playing, because that will determine how balanced the game is and stuff. Like, I don't want to have 6 sets and 20 hermits playing. That would be weird. Everyone would be competing over the same set. It would get really awkward. Okay, so I'm thinking about some of the build palettes I want, because I want to start building a little more and make it look a little bit better. And I have a lot of nether brick, obviously, from the barter farm. What I don't have is red nether brick. I love the new, it's not even new anymore, but it's new to me, red nether brick, okay? And, well, we got to go into the Korean shop for that, because I need nether wart. I don't have any nether wart. Where is the nether wart? Oh, he sells redstone. This guy's selling everything, man. It's just like the one stop. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Okay. What's the rate here? 1 diamond, 3 stacks. Okay. Diamonds acquired. Let's spend, I already forgot what it was. 1 diamond, 3 stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think let's do a little bit more. Something right there. Okay, we are gonna have to do something with the red nether brick situation, because I need a lot more warts. We're gonna have to like set up a little wart farm or something like that. But we're not done yet. I want to do some crazy more building here, and I want to head down in here. We're gonna try and build out. We're gonna try and build out the main hall. Let's do it. Ow. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't finish it. I didn't do the ceiling, but I have it all planned out, and there's going to be some very cool, like, black, giant, like, chandelier kind of things hanging from the ceiling. I'm excited about that. I didn't do the ceiling because, A, it's late, and I need to sleep, and B, because red nether brick. I gotta get me some red nether brick. Oh, yeah, I don't have enough. But the thing is, I have all the wart now I bought from Korean. I don't have the nether brick to craft it because I just turned it all into regular nether brick things. Anyways, this building looks great. I love it. I kind of debated a lot here. I wanted to go red and black because I love red and blacks together. So I decided to go nether wart in the middle here and the crimson funkinator stuff, whatever it is over there. And then I carried it up there as well. And like I said, the ceiling will be red nether brick and stuff. Liking it. There's like a little soul flame on top of each one of these. I think what I'm going to do is extinguish each of those, and then as people claim them, I will light them up or tell them to light them up. That way you'll know which ones are in use just by seeing which ones are lit up. And I think what I'm going to also do is get a hermit's head from Zombie Cleo for each one, and like right there we'll put the hermit that owns this scoreboard. I think that'll look really good here. Added a little light in the middle here, a little swoopy. Hey, you stupid gravel. Add a little thing in the corner there. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to fix that and that. But other than that, the room's looking good. Mirrored on the other side, of course, as well. And then the entrance here. I actually really like it. I finally found a use for stupid glazed terracotta. This is like the block, you guys know me. This is the block I hate most in the game. I decided to give it a whirl, and I think it fits with the red and the black build in here. But the big star of the show here is that. And you probably can guess what's going to go up there. Yeah, that's right. I am going to get another Ravager and put it up there as a greeting. So the entrance is like right here, okay? And I'll probably next episode or even before then, I'll have this whole entrance done and everything. But the entrance is here, and there's going to be a Ravager right up there just staring you in the face. And I think that just sets the mood of this whole place right away. I have a little bit I want to show you now down here in the hole. We're going to work on the dungeon today. We're going to be doing some dungeon building today. We're going to be doing a lot of redstone today, and we're going to meet up with Corrales in a little bit, I think. So for those of you that are very confused right now, this is my dungeon that we are working on. It is my dungeon game for all the hermits. If you haven't caught the last two episodes, you really need to figure out what's going on in this mega project here. It is called Decked Out. It is going to be a ton of fun, and this is pretty much my primary focus right now. We did some building in the back in the nature district, which is unlike the rest of the dungeon here, and I want to show you that now here, okay? So again, stress, this is not what most of the place will look like. Most of it is going to be, boop, wrong keys, boop, still wrong keys. Most of it is going to look like a traditional dungeon. Now, this is not done yet or anything, and some of this you saw already, but we have this room right here, which is going to be the forest room, okay? So we got like just a little kind of foresty area. Put a little soul fire campfire down here with a little pot to cook some things here. Yes, the pot is excessively large, but that's the way it has to be, because I don't want the Ravager walking over to fire pit and burning all his bits off while he's trying to chase the players. We can't have that. But we got a couple of sleeping bags here, a little log to sit on. We even got beehives that are dripping with zigu and a nice dark creepy forest in here. So I really like this area. I would say this one is actually done. I may bone meal up the joint here. Do I have a little bit? Yeah, you can tell I've been kind of working on a little bit. Basically, I'm trying to make it look like, you know, it goes back into the darkness there, but we got some black concrete back there, a couple of jack-o'-lanterns to light things up a little bit, but there's really only two ways to go here. There's this way to turn left and this way to turn right. And again, that is the only room that is semi-done. Over here now, though, we got our zombie spawner. This is going to be the crypt area. I'm going to try and work on this today and get a good crypt work in here with a little entryway and stuff. Like it's going to be blocked off here. You're going to have to like swoop around this thing and go through the dark forest over here to get over into this section. And if you keep going, this is going to lead to another room over here. And this is where the skeleton spawner is. We're going to maybe build a tower. I'm not sure if I'll get to this today or not. We'll see. This room's going to be interesting. Like you're going to have to swerve around that spawner to get up to the top up here, which is the snowy, icy area here. Again, not done anywhere near a high bat. We're not anywhere close to done here, but up here is interesting. So we're going with like a lot of diorite and snow and icy stuff and everything. So a lot of the lodestones will probably be hidden up here. And then we even built a little cave back here, and I've decided we're going to put a polar bear in here. So today we're going to also focus on a lot of redstone. Starting in here, I'm going to try and build this room out and get it the way I want. We're going to get the deck unloading system. So you put your shulker deck of cards in here, and we're going to build the whole system that reads the cards, sends signals to the appropriate subsystems based on what cards you have and what tier they are. We're going to build a heartbeat system today. We're going to build the stealth clank counter today. We're going to build the beast sense system today. All kinds of stuff. We may even get to the soul seeker stuff. I'm not sure, but a lot of the redstone I have planned out, and I'm very excited to get it semi-working. So yeah, the first thing I'd like to work on today, I think, is this crypt room here. I got to get rid of probably a lot of this grass. We got to build some little gravestones and stuff, and I think I got to hide the spawner either in some kind of pillar or maybe even a small mausoleum. If I could build one that's like 3 blocks wide, I have no idea. I'm going to fix this ramp up here and basically just get this whole experience all cemeteried out. We'll see how it turns out. Oh, I cannot spend that much time on all of these rooms. This dungeon is never going to be done. Okay, this turned out well. This turned out well. We made a graveyard here. Ignore all the bad stuff on the backside, all that black and everything, because it looks good from the inside. All that will be covered up, and you won't even see it from out here. But leaving the desert and entering into the graveyard, I think it's looking pretty good. I decided to go with this basalt and light gray, or no, that's dark gray concrete powder as the floor. I think that's a lot better and makes a much more evil looking area here. We want the gravel for in front of each of the tombstones, a couple little skulls, a little soul lantern there, some cobwebs, and you can see the black back there. I think that really makes a difference there because obviously everything has to be enclosed because there's no sky, there's no nothing. So I have to kind of make that illusion of sky in the background, and I should probably add like a little leaf like right there or something. I'm trying to cover a lot of it with leaves and stuff, but I think the black concrete really helps in a lot of places. I gotta actually do a little bit more like that just to cover up some of it. I think that's looking good. Yeah, we have skulls here. We have our little mausoleum here that leads nowhere, and the door opens up backwards. Pay no attention. More skulls, some cobwebs, and the chains hanging from everywhere. I love the chains just to add that a little more extra evil feel to it with a big tree in the middle here. And we just went with the, we carried the forest idea. We just went with a pure canopy of leaves. You got to come back over here to get into the forest area that we showed off before. So this is all done. What I want to see now is what it looks like without any light in here. And I want to bust out all these torches and see what it like. Obviously these zombies are going to start spawning right away. Yep, here they come. I feel like I got another light there still. Do I have another light there still? Nope. Oh, it was just my Optifine. So this is what they'll actually see. The soul lanterns add a little bit of light to it, but I think this is great. You can see I got a little carpet up there. The spawner is right under that block right there. But that's not it. That's not it, all right? You'd think this is just a normal graveyard, but, notice over here. Okay, hang on. I'm working over here. Let me light this back up a second here. So over here, you don't notice anything in particular, right? Come over here. Oh, if someone happens to look behind the tree, flicky, oops. Oh, what's this? What now? Oh, secret underground chamber that I have no idea where it will lead to or do. Pretty impressive. I don't know what it'll be. I don't even know if, in fact, I can promise you this will not be the actual switch. I will definitely move that because there's certain tattletales here. But this is a perfect example of the type of secret I want to have in this dungeon. Go away with your zombie face. Little secrets like that, and who knows, maybe I'll hide like an extra, what are they, soul flame down there or something like that. So give them incentive to find these things. Or it could be a secret passage that bypasses something dangerous. Who knows? Okay, with the graveyard complete and the bees buzzing. I love the bees. And we are back. Ow, that didn't work. We are back in the dungeon, and it's time to start putting this thing together. I'm going to start making things actually work. So a little refresher for those who might have missed the last episode or so. We built this guy. This is the main hall here where all the contestants, all the hermits that are playing, each one will have their own little board. I got to get more item frames still. And it's looking good. They're going to have their scoreboards all out here and everything. We're going to have a Ravager up there who's going to growl at you. It's like, it's going to be great. And then down here is going to be like the shopping area, auction house, kind of like a little system return thing. All that kind of stuff will be here. And then once you go through this door, you're going up into the dungeon. You're now ready to make a dungeon run. You're ready to activate the dungeon. So this is how it's going to work here. You're going to To activate the dungeon, place your shulker against the sea lantern and press the button above. That's that one right there. You're going to put your shulker box right there. We're going to have some more like hoppers and stuff there, don't worry. All right. And you wait, right? And then your shulker will appear here. And you'll notice there's a little bit of glass right there. There's a little bit of glass. You can't even see it, all right? And that's where it's going to like suck your items out and take all the cards out of your deck and process them, which we're going to get to in a bit here. And then you go. The door opens. You're like, rabbits eat my face. And then you're dead, right? And then you come back in here and you say, well, that sucked. I guess I'll try again later. And when you have completed your dungeon, you press this button. And then it will shoot your shulker box out right here with all the cards. Your shulker deck will be returned below with your cards. So that's what I need to build right now, is basically the shulker unloading, reloading system and prep for putting the cards through a sorting system that will determine what cards and what tiers you have in your deck. So yeah, we got some redstone here. It might do some stuff. There's a repeater over there. It's probably gonna like repeat a signal or something like that. I don't know. No, I never know what to do when I do this kind of redstone stuff. Like, I know there's some of you that are interested. 90% of you aren't. Maybe during a live stream, if you beg me, I'll come over and explain how all this works. But basically, let's see here. I'm going to go explain it from the front, because that's the only way it'll make any sense to most of you, I think. So you put your thing in there, and a piston comes down and squashes your shulker, and it'll then get sucked up into that hopper right there, which you can actually see a little dispenser right there. That dispenser, that should not be an iron block right there. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, it should shoot your shulker into there, okay? And then that unlocks a hopper, which will start draining the items out. Now, the items go down into this water stream down there, and we're going to work on that in a little bit with the card detectificator thing, all right? And then when the cards come back, they come in this water stream here through a hopper in the top and go back into your deck. The hopper below is then locked, and when you're done, you just press this, and that totally isn't supposed to happen, and your deck is going to shoot out right there. Glass should not shoot in your face. Okay, so let's press some of those fancy buttons and see how bad this thing is bustificated here. I have thrown together a mock shulker deck, if you will, of what a deck might look like. You take this thing here, you stick it in there, and then I'm closing my eyes right now. Did it work? It didn't work. Let's just try that again, maybe. Yeah. Okay, hopper not being unlocked. Attempt number 2. Well, actually 3, but number 2. Yeah? Oh! The books! They're swooping! Okay, now there's a big delay on that because that's a delay we're gonna need. Oh, okay, that was good. Now let's try and throw them back up in the return system there, up here, and see if this works. So, and we'll go and a little bit of and I think that was it, right? No more books. Good. Okay, those should have gone into the hopper now. And now when we press the button, oh, crap. We're missing a book. Yeah, the system's not broken. I never picked it up. And jump forward, and I have my card detection system in place here. And I am really, really pleased with how this turned out. This was like, this is perfect. It's elegant, it's compact, and it's just going to work very, very clean. I'm really happy with how this works. So the goal now is for every tier of a card that you have, it will generate one like redstone output tick for that type of card. So for instance, if I have a stealth 1 and a stealth 2, I should tick the redstone line for stealth 3 times, 1 plus 2. If I had a 3 and a 1, I would tick it 4 times, okay? So this is going to simulate the deck that I have right now, okay? Obviously, I've just done it for the first one, but what we've got here is little clusters of 3, and each one represent a type of card. So I have this one right now configured for stealth, and I'm still not sure if I'm going with, 3 tiers or 4 tiers for the cards yet. I'd probably go with 4, which means I got to rip this up and do it over again. But either way, the same system will work. So what I've done now is configured this. Like I have sorters in the back here, just like standard you know, plain old simple sorters here. I don't have to worry about item flow or anything because these items are coming in one at a time very slowly. So that is my stealth 3 sorter, that's my stealth 2 sorter, and that's my stealth 1 sorter. So now every time like the stealth 3 comes in, it's going to hit that comparator, and then you'll see it'll go through these hoppers, that comparator and that comparator. So essentially this redstone line here is going to pulse 3 times when a stealth 3 card comes through. When a stealth 2 card comes through, it's only going to pulse this and then go through there and then pulse this. And the stealth 1, likewise, is only going to do it once. So this is a great way for me to generate 1 tick per tier of a card. Okay, so like this would be my stealth output right there. I could easily configure this for Beast Sense and this one for Loot Finder, whatever I want. So now in theory, when I put this in here and I do the thing, we should hear what do I have in there? I have yeah, 3. So we should hear 6 dings of the note block right there. What just exploded? What the heck just exploded? Did we not hear an explosion? Wow, that is weird. Okay, nobody knows what it is. Ethos thinks it might have been some villagers that pushed the TNT minecarts over by boomers. Oh, stupid boomers. I don't know. Anyways, okay, we're going to press this. We're going to get 6 ticks. Go. Card spits out. 1. 1, 2. No. Yep. Now my delays are all off. But anyway, the good thing is, look, the cards all come out right here. So I could take these systems now and merge them up and bubble vate them back up to put them into the shulker. I think that's how it's going to work. I messed up my timings. Okay, now it's working. And just to prove it's working now, I'm going to put 2 stealth 3s in there, a 2 and a 1. So we should get those appropriate level of ticks there on the noise duplicator down below. Do the thing. Do the thing. Now listen. There we go. A 2, 2 3s, and a 1. Obviously they come in random orders because the way the droppers drops them out, but that is working, and I'm very happy with that now. So we didn't get as nearly as far as I wanted to, but we got the shulker deck unloader loader system working and the card sorter in now. So all I got to do now is take these signals here right there, you know, and just start running them down to various systems out there. Like this is stealth, and this is beast sense, and this is loot finder, and soul seeker, and whatever other cards I still have yet to come up with that I still want to come up with. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up here for today. I have a whole ton of other redstone systems already designed in a test world. Just didn't get time to implement them today. So I'm going to maybe do those between episodes and just show them to you next episode, but we'll see. I want to clean all this up, and then we really got to just get building this dungeon. I got to catch some Ravagers. I got to catch a polar bear. We have a tremendous amount of work to do here, and I want to get this game done as soon as possible so that the hermits can start playing. And look, can you see? Look at all the happiness down there. Look at the redstone. So much redstone has been completed, and I'm going to show you guys how all that got done today. We're going to do some more redstone later on. I'm thinking we're going to get about 80% redstone complete with this project by the end of today. We're already probably a good 60% done, I think. I also got another room decorated here. Well, kind of, sort of. This is the throne room. I did this on live stream with ZF, and I'd say this is like mostly done in principle. But there's some more stuff I want to do. Like I got these little armor stands, and then obviously the shield is all like just floating around there. We did the invisible item frame thing, I think it is, with the Zed did it. I don't know. They worked magic or something did there. But we got some armor stands with guys here and stuff. Some banners. I'm gonna get better detailed banners. I like the ceiling in here, and then yeah, we got a really nice throne room here with chains and stuff like that. So this room is basically done. We got a little bit of pit down here that might lead into something interesting, and then back here this is going to be the king's chambers right here, and this over here might be a treasure room, you know, who can say. But yeah, I've been super busy off camera. I did this room out a little bit more. It's not done yet. We got down here, so right here, and this is actually all working now. To get the doors, I have like these in right now. These will be gone, the level will be gone, but the way it will work is you'll have to put your emeralds in it to make the doors open to gain access to the setup room before this will even open up, before you can even put your shulker thing in for the decked out game. A lot of redstone's been done. And we've also been busy with Impulse here. Hello. we have 8 Ravagers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ravagers here. Oh, by the way, 8 Evokers as well. We had a crazy fun live stream where we basically just harvested all these guys from 2 different raids up above and everything, and we're going to use all these guys in the dungeon. You guys, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm thinking 4 Ravagers in the dungeons, but we have extras here. We have extras. And I have, based on the comments that you guys were leaving, there was a really good comment about how we can use evokers in this dungeon too, and I'm very excited about that. But I think the main thing I want to do today is get a lot more of this dungeon built. So I think right now I'm going to just put my head down and try and get a lot done. I might try to finish out more of the forest area, but I might get antsy too and do some of the nether or some of the dark zone in the back there. Who knows? But let's do some building. And now back over to Decked Out. I did some building here. Check it out. We did the lake area, and I'm real happy with how this came. It's not completely done yet, but I'd say it's 90% done. The part that's not done is this, and I'm going to do this room next over here, and I want to see how that turns out to see how I blend the two together, but I have some ideas there. But let's talk about the thought process here. So the lake first. I made the lake nice and deep with, you know, a lot of little character, little weeds everywhere, and some mossy cobble and cobble everything, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. Couple little soul sand blocks to get a little bubbles in here, and then just went crazy with the kelp because I wanted it intentionally to be a little bit obscured and a little bit hard to see what was going on down there. But the lake is going to play a big part in things, we'll say. I'm not going to give away any secrets here, but I also decided along the back wall there to add a waterfall coming down there, and I wanted it to be more than just like a straight drop. It started out, it was just like straight water, so I added some blocks to give it a little bit of ripples, a little bit of dents and bumps and stuff to change shape a little bit, and I think I'm kind of happy with that. The lighting in here, I wanted to get that right. I wanted the light to be like bright when you enter, so I went with full lanterns here, but then I went with soul lanterns in the back, which I think it adds like a nice little characteristic, a little like spookier atmosphere back there, and it's all up against like a rocky cliff face, so you really can't see where the water's coming from because the tree canopy covers it and stuff, but a bunch of cobble and everything, and then of course just like stairs and slabs and cobble walls and all that fun stuff, everything, just to give this a nice bumpy texture and everything. And then of course the tree canopy covering everything in here as well. So now over here you have the entrance. This goes into the Blackstone district, or whatever you want to call it here. I still need a better name for this. There's been some good suggestions, the Dark Zone or the Dark Keep or any of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of good names. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Doesn't really matter right now, but this right here will be like, this obviously will be covered by Blackstone and stuff right here, and then this is one way to come in over here. Now you also have the area which we showed, I think it was last episode, to go into the forest. And by the way, I want to bring up there's been a lot of comments about how the Ravagers will break leaves, and I actually did some testing on this. Ravagers obviously do break leaves, but they only break the leaves that they touch, that they actually try to like walk through. So like when they come in here, for instance, this leaf right here, they could break potentially, but they won't break these leaves because they won't ever attempt to like pathfind that direction. You know, likewise, they won't break these leaves, or they won't break the ones up top because they don't break every leaf like in like an area around them. It's more just really what they come in contact with. Okay, so the lake in the forest is going to definitely have its share of secrets. I think I have at least 3 ideas of secrets I want to add in this area. You might be able to guess what they are, but I want to get started on this room here. And this room is a very special room because this is the one with the skeleton spawner. So what I want to do is like, let's see, right underneath here, I'm gonna do this one. We're not going to do this one in a giant jump cut. I'm going to do little steps along the way so that you guys can see kind of what I'm thinking and go along with the journey and what problems I come into. I don't even know what problems I'm going to run into yet, right? But for starters, there's going to be a tower, okay? Like, and this is just very crude shape right here. But imagine a little tower that's something like this, right? I don't even know how high this will be, but the skeletons are going to spawn up there, and I'm going to have a ceiling here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the ceiling out there. There you go. There's the first problem. Like, there's no trees in here, so I can't rely on the leaf canopy. Maybe I'll go with just black. I don't know. I got to figure out how I'm going to hide the spawner and stuff. But anyways, I want the skeletons to come down here on this and be able to see the player as they go up this ramp. Now, I don't know I don't know if this ramp is going to be wood or just earth ramp or what, but I want the skeletons to be like, if they spawn, I want them to be shooting you as you go up. And I want you to have to go around here to give the spawner plenty of time to spawnificate some skeletons. Okay, little update here, and I'm liking things. This is the tower I decided to go with. It's a little bit wider than I originally anticipated, being like 5 wide going up. I thought it would be 3, but I decided to go with like functionality of what I'm trying to get out of this tower instead of aesthetics and looks. But I think it still looks okay. It's a little on the bulky side, but what it does is interesting because, let me show you here. If I swoop up top here, we got the spawner right there, okay? So when they spawn from there, you know, obviously they spawn right next to the spawner quite frequently. And I gotta put some glass above it, by the way, so they don't spawn on top. But I want them to like fall down into here because that's the prime player killing area if they fall in there, because then they can shoot them on the ramp as they go around, which we'll talk about in a second. But if they spawn up on top here too, I also added these trapdoors so that they feel like they might just want to wander off and plump down there. But if they're up here too, they might actually have a shot, you know, maybe, I don't know, probably not. They're probably too high. So I'm hoping they really fall down here and get the good shot, because they're like right there, good shot, right here, great shot and everything. So let's talk about what the player's doing here. Oh, I added, this is all closed off on all 3 sides, so I actually put an entrance into the tower on this side. I don't know, I may put like a little secret down there with some stairs down as like a little extra hidden thing you could go down. I think that might be fun. But this is kind of what I'm thinking here. I'm liking the idea of like a wooden bridge, almost like a rope bridge or something out of, I don't know, like just one of those flexible bridges. So you come up here, you swoop around here, you swoop around here, and eventually this will take you right up there. I like the distance and everything. What I don't know right now, and I definitely want to do wood. What I don't like is this. I actually, looking this through, I think I want this area closed off because this visibility here just opens up way too much and it breaks too much of the mystery. I want you to get in here with your compass and it's pointing that way and you not know where you have to go. So I was toying with like putting some fences here and stuff just to kind of make it so you couldn't get over there, but could still see in. I think I'm going to change that and probably put some kind of barrier here or something. I don't know. All right, big progress. I think I've got this whole room figured out. I want to show you what it looks like from here first. I decided to go with like a low mountainy cobble wall here and added another tree and carry some leaves as like a line of sight block or something. So you can kind of see through there, but not great. Let me show you how this looks from over here now. Over here, in we go, and there's the tower, and we got everything basically done here. I added a little mountain back here, so I'm not sure. It feels like something else needs to be right here. I'm not sure what I'll do here. This might just be a good spot to hide some lodestones. I'm not sure. But let's climb up here now, okay? And you kind of see over into the lake there. I added some cobwebs here, and this is good because if you want to get up to the snowy area where we're going in a second here, you gotta pretty much just power through these, and all the while the skeletons are spawning, shooting you in the face. I think that's good. I like that a lot. Over here, turn the corner up here, and obviously those guys are still going to be just shooting you the whole time, possibly knocking you off, which would be great. And then up here to the snowy area, which I've been working on quite a bit now. Added this wall here, finished out this wall, added a little extra cave in the back here. Obviously this would be like a great place to hide some lodestones back here. Anywhere in here honestly would. We got this cave still here that was already done. This is where we're gonna get a polar bear very soon. I got plans for doing that in a live stream probably this week. But what I want to do now is gonna be crazy. We're gonna seriously flex right now because you guys, we have a problem here, right? This is the only spot in the entire dungeon that doesn't have a roof. Okay. So I need to make this feel like an outdoor area. And you guys remember the little black concrete in the background thing we did there? Well, we're taking that to the extreme here, and I'm going to cover all of this area here, probably like from like right there or so out to like, you know, maybe 5 or 10 blocks past the cave, and make it all black concrete in the back, black concrete ceiling. And I'm also, well, you'll see. Now that is very, very dark. Black concrete is crazy. Just it's so dark. It just eats light. There's nothing you can do. It's just light. Just disappears. Anyways, we have a very good background for a very dark night sky. Now there's two things I'm gonna do here, which are gonna be amazing here. The first one is the lesser of the amazingness, but it's gonna be kind of fun, I think. I have two ideas that I think are really good here. The first idea now is I want to hide this spawner so that you can't even see it. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. Oh, it's not as good as I thought it would be. It's not as good. You see the stupid seams. All right, let's do all sides and see what it looks like. And last but not least is the bottom. Now, if you guys remember, these are there we go. These are the album covers I got from Beef, just pure black album covers. I used them for the shootificator thing in my front lawn. Oh, that's not nearly as cool as I thought it would be. Oh well, it's still okay. I mean, obviously I'm going to take the torch out, but I was hoping it would be pure black and you really wouldn't be able to see it against the edges. Oh well, so I'm trying to find the balance between like how dark this area is and obviously brightening up a little bit so you can see it. And I really want it dark up here, but I added a light over there by the cave entrance, the ice cave entrance where the polar bear is going to be. And I think we're hitting just about the right level of light. This area looks really cool, but there's one thing that this area needs now, right? We have this big black night sky. We need to add some stars to it. And let's face it, there's really only one star in the game. I mean, that I can think of. And I just happen to know a guy who can acquire lots of these stars. A gift for Tango. Don't hurt yourself. So let's do it. Let's acquire some stars to decorate our night sky. We've already got our boys here to do the dirty work for us, so go nuts, guys. They're gonna get killed on the explosion. They're probably gonna get killed on the initial explosion. 16 nether stars. Let's go decorate our night sky. Okay, so I want to spread these stars all around the place here. I can't even see. Let me get a torch there just so I can get some kind of light. I want to get one of those there, and I want to get one of... Hang on. And jump, and now. Got it. Okay, so hold on. Now wait for the best part. No, I can't put scaffolding on leaves. Now for the magic part. Here we go. We're going to look right at this thing. We're going to go trigger. Ow, skeleton, I'm working over here. Where the heck is he? Get shot in the head. Get shot in the head. All right, let's try this again here. Let's do trigger. And now it is IF invisible. Bam. Oh, no. Oh, wait, I got to hit tab. It helps. That. Yes. Yes. Okay, this right here is using the same trick. Look how good that looks. Oh, I have the biggest smile on my face right now. Okay, that is using the same trick as the statue book that everyone uses. So if you go in here, this is obviously special to the server. Let's see. It's at the end. Item frames. Item frame visible. So you can do it through this, or you can just use trigger IF invisible. It's all the same thing. Now, this is the one I don't know if it's going to work, which is up on the ceiling. I have a feeling this might not work. Let's try. It worked. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, this is going to be incredible. Let's put them on. We have 16 stars to add to our night sky. When I first started this area and I realized that there was going to be an outdoor area and I really didn't have a solution, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty nervous. I had no idea how I was going to handle it. But guys, I am completely just ecstatic about how this turned out. It needs more. I need more stars. We're going to have to kill more nethers. I could do with twice as many stars as there are right now, but this definitely gets the point across, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Like, I would love to have one there, like another 7 or 8 or so would be amazing, but wow, this area turned out so good. I'm so pleased with this. The little ramp here, all the stonework and everything on the sides. I love it. I just love it. Okay, let's change gears here. We got a lot of building done today. The lake area, the tower area, the ice area, the forest zone is basically done. Like, I got to do a little bit of a desert area over there, but we're done. And the good part, the good news, I should say, is that That is probably the hardest quadrant to do. The rest of these now are just going to all be kind of dungeony rooms and stuff. And I think they're going to go a lot quicker. But what I want to do now is show some of you guys the crazy redstone that I've been doing off camera. I promised it at the beginning. And even for those of you that don't really follow redstone, I think some of this is going to be cool, so you're going to want to check this out. So let's start with the stealth system here. This line right here is when stealth is generated, or I should say when you have at least one level of stealth card in your deck. Okay, first thing it's going to do is go into the stealth system here. That's going to determine, does stealth protect you from clank being generated? So the way this works is incoming here on the yellow line is someone stepped on a pressure plate, and there's a 1 in 9 chance that clank will even be generated regardless of your stealth. And that's accomplished by the boat there. You guys know how that one works. And then basically every time you get a stealth level in your deck, it's going to take 2 items and put them from here into this little reserve hopper here. And that's basically going to shield you from clank. So if you have any items in that hopper, when clank actually happens, it's going to prevent it, and your stealth level will instead kind of block the clank. So if you have, for instance, stealth 4, you're going to get the first 8 clank are going to be like rejected or denied, and it's going to have a separate output on this pink line here, or I should say maroon line, whatever it is, and it's going to play a little tune that's like, you know, like tiptoe, like do do do, that kind of lets you know that you saved yourself from clank based on your stealth. Once the stealth runs out, then clank will actually be generated, and that's this green line. So when your clank level actually increases, the first thing it does is go into one of my favorite systems here, which is the heartbeat system, okay? I've described this on stream a few times, but let me simulate the dungeon being active now, okay? And what I did is I had to come up with my own silent hopper-based clock, okay? There are plenty of silent hopper clocks out there, but none that have the hoppers exposed on the bottom, which is what I need, because what we're happening here, you just heard the first beat, you're gonna hear the second one in a minute here. That's the heartbeat of the dungeon. Now, every time clank is generated, okay, let me just let it go for a little bit here. It would never go this long, but now you're gonna see it's gonna be a lot quicker. Okay, so what I've done now is I've distributed these note blocks to 4 corners of the dungeon, and they're perfectly synced up. So no matter where you go in the dungeon here, you will hear the heartbeat as you're playing the game. Like the intensity of the dungeon will always be there with the heartbeat. So as you're generating clank, that heartbeat is going to get faster and faster and faster until it gets to finally the maximum level. If you ever hear your heartbeat doing this, it's time to get out of the dungeon. And then, of course, we have the clank monitoring system itself. This keeps track of what your current clank level is and distributes that level throughout the dungeon so that pistons and things can be exposed to increase visibility to the Ravagers. I fell in a hole. All right, so this one here, we're going to simulate that the game is active right now, okay? Now, this right here, this pink line is every time the clank is actually increased, all right? When it does, it's going to play a little noise, like, throughout the dungeon, like a dun-dun, dun dun, some kind of like, you know, tense note block sequence or something. But more importantly, every time it does, I do this, and then you'll see some of these pistons. I don't know why I didn't do it there. We'll do one more now. There we go. There. Okay, so those pistons are there to simulate that, like, the clank is being increased, and every time it's actually going to retract the next block. So as your clank increases, the visibility will increase more and more and more. And I think I have that's for the Ravagers and their visibility. I have another idea with Evokers that I'm real excited about, and in terms of them maybe summoning some Vexes on you as you're walking around the dungeon based on the clank level. But the best part about all these systems is as soon as the dungeon turns off, they all automatically reset. So you'll see here the clank will just slowly go back to maximum level again, getting ready for the next guy to enter the dungeon. Okay, let's check out Beast Sense. This one is great. So for those that aren't familiar, the way Beast Sense works is there are these bells. I have a bell there, a bell down there, a bell somewhere over there, and a bell right there. And they are positioned just right and in sequence perfectly with redstone so that when they ring, they all ring at the exact same time. If there is a beast anywhere within the radius of the dungeon, that beast will glow. This is just a standard feature of vanilla that you guys probably know about. Like, any pillager and beast will glow. So that's what Beast Sense is it's basically a chance to periodically be made aware of where the beast is, to give you a huge, like, kind of advantage on just, knowing where to go and stuff. So the way it works is it's actually not triggered based on time. It's based on whenever you step on a pressure plate that potentially generates clank, there's also a small chance that it will also, trigger your beast sensibility. So by start, there's a 1 in 4 chance that it won't even do anything. So if it passes that, then it starts looking at your, where is it over here? Your beast sense skill. So for every beast sense skill you have, it adds another boat to this dropper here, thus increasing your chance of it going off. When it does, it fires the redstone lines, like I said, in sequence, and these bells will all go off at the same exact time throughout the dungeon. So wherever the beast is, he's going to glow, or the beasts, I should say. So those are the systems I have in now. We have a lot more to come, of course. We're going to add, Loot Finder and Speed Boost and Soul Seeker. And, oh, by the way, I upgraded this room here. I like it. This is officially done now. We used smithing tables on the ceiling and on the floor. That'll be gone, obviously. We added a bed with a rest ye weary head, for thou shalt soon be dead. But yeah, I like this room a lot now with the whole drop off here. We got the right here is where you put in your emeralds to activate the doors, like I said. So you have to pay to even get your shulker in. And this right here, this is going to be when you're done. You come in here and there's going to be 3 upgrade cards, 3 new decked out cards that you can choose one to add to your deck. But yeah, I added a lot more expandability here to the card detectors. We're going to add a new card called Feast. So it's going to be like Feast 1, 2, and 3. And what that's going to do is give you a piece of food based on your feast level. I think food is going to be very important. If you take a little bit of damage or you start getting tired from running around, having a little steak in your pocket is going to be nice. So most of those redstone systems are actually already designed in a creative world. I just got to get them down in here. But we're going to be focusing a lot. I'm going to probably do a lot of building off camera for next episode. So we have a lot more to show you. So much more to go. I appreciate your patience, guys, as we work our way through Decked Out. I'm still having a ton of fun doing this. I know it is a massive, massive project. So I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. When it's done, it's going to be amazing. I'll see you guys next time. Wait, well, hold on. Oh, the camera controls still evade me. Hi! Apparently, we're not in a mushroom biome anymore. What the what? Like, what? Where did you even come from? Is this mushroom fields? Mushroom fields? Where are you guys spawning from? Get exploded. Okay, alright. Apparently we gotta do some lighting up here. Welcome back, everybody, to Hermitcraft and what will be the entrance to Decked Out. We are going to work on this today. It's very ugly right now, but it will soon get much better. I have much to show you today, and we have much to do today. Today's going to be another big day of Decked Out. Amazing progress. Look at this. I dug all out below the main hall, and I added these little item drop-off things for all the hermits here. So hold on, let me show you up top here what's going on here. Every hermit now has a little deposit box, if you will, here. And when they put something in there, burp right there, the little light turns on so that, other hermits know that they've dropped something off in there, because this is going to be used for the auction, the item auction, which we're going to do today. But more importantly, down here now, I can just come down here and look to see who's got a light on and know who drops stuff off, and I can get the things, and I can just put the sign here and know whose thing it's like underground maintenance. I've also opened up this redstone area quite a bit. We got the full item return system here for cards that are being processed. They swoop up there, so whether it's a card that was processed through here or whether it was something that was just ignored, it's going to go up there and go back into your deck up there. Speed boost cards are now hooked up with the redstone, the red line here. Check it out. We got the little thing over here that swoops up over here, and this little glorious piece of circuitry with clocks and magic and happiness right here. Basically, the more speed boost cards you have, the more tiers of speed boost cards you have, the more this beacon will be exposed and give you a little speed boost action. I've also got placeholders hooked up for Loot Finder and for Soul Seeker. I still need to hook those up. I'm kind of procrastinating because those are a pain. But we got the new Feast card hooked up now, and that one goes up on the purple line up there. So basically, spoilers, hang on, I haven't got to that part yet. Up here, as you enter, there's going to be like a little water thing here. So Let me see if I can... Right here. Yes. This one here is going to hold the picks. I think I'm just going to give everyone like a wooden pick. And this one is going to have some food. I'm not sure the quality of the food yet, but however many tiers of feast you have, you will get one of the pieces of food in here to help you maybe regain some of your health. And those items there, including the pick, are just going to fall out of here, bloop, and be, I said bloop, there we go, and be just waiting for you when you enter the dungeon. Now, what I'm most excited about right now is to show you the couple new rooms I've designed here. The first one is the library, and I love this one because it's got like a great little dark atmosphere here. So basically, we've got this dark library with a lot of wood trimming and stuff like that, and 6 little alcoves here. Each one of them has a lectern, and there, you know, who knows, there might be something written on these books. Who can say? We got little ladders here to help you get to the tall books because, you know, that's important for short people. Right, we got some of them are like dark with like a little flower pot there. Some of them are bright, and then this right here is going to be definitely a potential. I know it's like super dark here for now, but I'll light this up for now. There's going to be like a potential soul flame here that you can extinguish. If you guys remember the whole soul flame mechanic, but yeah, this is the library. Absolutely loving this. It's a dead end, so if you come in here, you got to make sure that nobody's chasing you. And then we've got the, I don't even know what to call them, the prison cells, the jails, the cell block, whatever it is. This is where the castle keeps its prisoners in here. We have this like, what is it, 8 little cell areas with, you know, some random people who, yeah, they didn't make it. They didn't make it because they just weren't cut out for prison life, you know. Little cobwebs, another little villager here. He had a sad day. They've got their little cup, you know, what they use that cup for is their own. And then just, you know, yeah, it's just some people, they just can't cut it with prisoner life. We got one guy in the back here. It looks like he escaped there. I don't even know how he got out there, but looks pretty suspicious in the back there. But this is the prison area. Who knows? There may be a secret or two in there as well. Now, last video, we made this amazing Twinkle Twinkle Nether Star area, which has turned out amazing. I still got to get some more Nether Stars in here. But due to the overwhelming amount of feedback, you guys let me know, and I was just a complete derp. I don't know why I didn't think of it. But I took out the item frames on the spawner here. So it helps a little bit. You know, you do lose that border, so it looks a lot better, but the color still doesn't match that great. I don't know. Maybe it'll look better once I take the torch out. But either way, I'm happy with that. I don't feel the need to do anything else with the spawner. So it's sufficiently hidden for now. I like it. And we have our polar bear back in here. We got Aurora Borealis. I mean, he's amazing. Underneath the card sorting system here, where the redstone is that handles your input costs and everything, down here in all this redstone soup, I've added a little 5-minute cooldownificator here right there. So basically, when someone takes their shulker box out of the dungeon holder thing over there, there's going to be a 5-minute timer before anyone can use the dungeon again, and we do that just by simply spitting an item onto this pressure plate, waiting for that to rot. Now, the reason for that is so that I can guarantee that any items that they dropped in the dungeon will actually decay or rot or disappear, despawn, whatever the word you want to use is, in the dungeon. And that actually leads to an interesting point. A very common question I've been getting about Decked Out is that, hey, if someone's in here and they pick up some artifacts and they're on their way out and a Ravager eats their face, they're going to drop those artifacts and they're going to despawn. And yeah, I'm totally aware of that. That's actually intentional. I'll know which ones they take based by which lodestones have been uncovered and all that, so I'll know which artifacts need to be replaced. And speaking of artifacts, we have more sets that we've added. So I think this one, yeah, this is the original 6 artifact sets that I've done. These are going to be like, so we have a dragon set. I've added the dragon's breath there. Now you'll see I have way more of each quantity here. It's going to be like unique, rare, uncommon, common. Okay. And this is, I just got like tons of extra of everything just in case, like I said, I need to replace some of them. But we got the dragon set, the wither set, the ocean set. We've got the end set, which is, I got the shulker head there, which is kind of nice. We have the nether set, which I changed up a little bit. It's got the respawn anchor mini block there. A lot of really cool blocks here. We got the shiny set with all the bling bling. And then this is all the new sets. And they're not done yet, but they're just about done here. I have the bee set, which I think is really cool. We have the beehive and the honeycomb and the honey block. We have the witch set, and these are all arbitrary, just fun groupings 4 sets for the players to collect here. The witch set's got the witch head, mini block, the brewing stand, the cauldron, all this stuff. The enchanting set, we're still missing the bottle of enchanting here. Impulse is going to get that for me. We added the poison set, which I think is kind of humorous, with the poison potato being the unique there, really cool. And then we added the villager set with golem heads and bells and anvils and hay bales and stuff like that. So I think we're up to what, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sets. So I need roughly 1 set for each player that wants to enter the game. So I'm hoping I still need a few more sets. One of the other common questions I get a lot is, won't the Ravagers that are loose in the dungeon, won't they be stepping on pressure plates, and won't they be generating clank as well? Answer to that is yes, they will actually, and I don't see that as a bad thing, honestly. I kind of see that as they will generate a lot less clank because they move around a lot less frequently and shorter distance than the players, so they'll generate a lot less clank, but they're your incentive to not kind of linger and hide in the dungeon for 20 minutes waiting for the Ravagers to move away or anything. Like, if you're standing still, clank is slowly still going up a little bit, so you got to keep moving. And since we're talking about Ravagers, now might be a good time. What do you say? I think we should get our Ravager, our greeting committee, up in its cage up there. This is going to be interesting. They're already in minecart, so I'm going to just snag one of those and build a minecart track that will drop him up there, I think. I got to figure out how to get him out of the minecart, though. That's the bigger issue. Let me see what I can do. Suddenly, I'm happy that I have 8 Ravagers, because I may kill one right here, or it may kill me. Who knows? But we have a little cart track here that's going to take the Ravager up behind the library, up above into the Ravager cage here. So the goal is I want him like pressed right up against these iron bars, just looking down at everyone in there. And obviously he can't get out. So what have I done here? I got powered rails all the way up. I have an activator rail right here so that when he gets in here, he'll be boinked out of the cart. And I think he's going to be like pushed over here. So I took some blocks out at his eye height so that he doesn't suffocate. My plan is he's going to come over here, pop out right there. And then I've got this little area back here. I'm going to put water like right there, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 and hopefully push him like away from the blocks and up against the bars. I don't know if that's going to work. We're going to have to improvise. Okay, I just want to make sure here that the track is bending in the right direction here. Little power rails zipping on down there. His name is the Beast. Here we go. Please work, buddy. Please work. Let's go greet him and see how this works. Whoop. Up here we go. He's going to fly. Oh, he's going to come eat my face. Let me hold on. Hang in here. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, please tell me you're coming up. You better be. Okay, here he comes. Here he comes. Shroop. And no. Okay. Everybody's good. Everybody's happy. We're cool. He wants to eat my face. Okay. Water bucket now, and I just want to make sure that, yeah, I don't want to drip anything down below there. Okay, here we go. This should magically push him into the center. Go. It's not magically pushing him into the center. Okay, no, that's not bad. He's got like 1,800 and negative 1,000 billion health. So, there he goes. Okay. Did it? No. Okay, now to replace some of this black stone, I think. Oh, don't get angry at me. Just calm it down there. I gotta do this right there. Oh, but now there's rails down there. Oh, wait, my water probably washed them out. Yeah, the water washed them out. Flint and steel. And flint and steel acquired. Okay, all I need to do now is light these fires. Please don't jump on this and burn. They can't fit up here, so I know that we are safe here, I think. And then I just got to cover this up in the back. Come on, I'm 1 block short. I'll take this cracked one. Just give me that. No one can see this anyways. All right, let's go see what it looks like in the front. Oh no, the minecart's still up there. I forgot to get the... Okay, let's see if we can get that minecart out without turning into a Ravager snack. Hi. How's it going? How about... Oh, we got a little lever there too. Yup. Okay, you can have all that stuff. You can chew on that minecart and that lever all you want there, big guy. All right, let's see how he looks now. Come on, come to the front. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, that is amazing. Love it. Okay, now that we got the greeting committee in up there, it's time to make some crazy progress. I want to work on this area here. This whole area, like I call this the main hall where everyone's scoreboard is and everything. And then in here, this is the dungeon prep room or whatever. I don't know what you call it. But right out here, I have a lot of work to do. This room and what's going to go all down there is, I mean, I don't have a really good name for it. The management area. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to have like the auction system built here, and that's kind of manual, unfortunately. I'll talk about all of these as we get to them. But down here, I'm going to have a couple steps down. We're going to have a shop. We're going to build this today, a redstone shop where hermits can buy items for a set amount of coins or currency. And then over here is going to be a brand new system that I'm coming up with. It's a new way for hermits to get compasses and keys to the dungeon and stuff like that. And then down in the back is going to be the trade-in system for hermits to upgrade their cards. The idea is if they have 3 tier 1 cards, like a stealth 1, a feast 1, and a whatever loot finder 1, and they don't want them, they can throw them into the machine and get a random tier 2 card. So it's kind of a way to improve their deck over time. Oh yeah, I've been building for a while here, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how this first room of like this management section or whatever, I don't even know what to call this, but it's looking good. It's looking real good. We got this side wall over here. Nothing functional over here on the side here, just some decorations and stuff to carry it. This right here again is where you put in your what's going to be a dungeon key. I'm going to move away, I think, from paying emeralds to go into the dungeon. Instead, it's going to be a key that you get that I award for various purposes. This is for various design reasons, but mostly I want you to use your emeralds for fun things, not just to keep playing the game. Entrance to the dungeon here, of course. The lights will light up when someone is in the dungeon, when it's active. And then this back wall is the important one. This is the daily auction. Place your bid in the barrel at your scoreboard. Again, referring to the barrels, over here that the players just drop whatever emeralds they want in there. I think I might call them coins, by the way. I'm not sure. Still not sure what the currency is and everything. But anyways, it's the daily auction. I will update this, and then whoever bids the most in their barrels with like a kind of a silent auction will win this item. I'm not sure how I'm going to get it to them yet. That's another system I may build here. But this wall over here, I think I like this wall the best here. These banners, by the way, these are temporary just to remind me that I want to put banners here. I know what design I want. I'm going to make a custom banner, but I don't have time right now, so these are just placeholder, the ominous banners here. But the real focus of today is down here, okay? We're going to add a ton of redstone. We're going to add the shop and the new compass and dungeon key distributor system and the trade-in system. Let's get busy. Yeah, hallway done. The hallway's done. Okay, so there's no redstone yet. That's not done. That'll be coming next. But this is what I want to show you guys for how it's going to work. There's 3 major components down here. So let's see. We'll start with ye old shop. This is where the players can come buy items that I put up for sale. When an item is up for sale, there will only be one of that item for sale. This is not a renewable shop. So when they buy an item, the slot will then become empty. This light will turn off. So here, I got to purchase an item, place the required coins in the barrel. So if I wanted to buy the super fancy block for 10 coins, I would put 10 coins in here. And I think those will just be emeralds renamed to be called coins or something. I don't know yet. And when the item is available, the light will turn on. When the item is bought, then the light will turn off, letting you know that it is no longer available. When an item is no longer available, I will replace it. Maybe the next day, maybe not, maybe 2 days later. I don't know, whenever I get to it. Hopefully soon. The items up here, though, will just be like demo, like fake items or something. But basically, I think this is going to be like cards, mostly lower tier cards, maybe some lower tier artifacts. I'm not sure on that yet, though. But the cool way this is going to work now, you put your coins in, and then the items are actually going to come up through the floor right here. I'm going to have a bubble vader, like a 5-wide bubble vader here, and the items are going to like float up from the bottom. So if you're just standing on top of the carpet here, bloop, they'll just go right in your inventory, and it tells you right there, stand on the carpet to get the block. So that's the shop, and I think that'll be pretty cool. And across the hallway is the compass ticker, which is the worst name ever. I have no idea what to call this thing, but basically, this is like Mumbo's button game, kind of, except you want it to get to the end. So here's the deal. Lamps will light up over time. When all are on, a button will appear. So these will like slowly lights will turn on. And when that fifth one turns on, this right here will lift up. It'll look like bam. It'll swoop up like that. And then there's a button, right? You press the button, ba-bam. Okay, and immediately this will the piston will go back down again, locking it back out, and the timer will reset, and it's going to be about a 6-hour time. So like once every 6 hours, hermits can come in here and press this button, and when they do, from the floorboard here, same system, same bubble vader, they'll be able to get a compass and a dungeon key. Sorry, I forgot. Basically, it's as if it's another source of compasses. Instead of going up into the shopping district and looking for them, or if they're having trouble finding some in the shopping district, they can come by here and kind of see, oh, we're only one tick away. Maybe I'll camp the button and press it, and they'll get a compass and a dungeon key that way. Then over here on the right, this is kind of just like a half little, it's not even a redstone system. This is the system item return. This is for all of the lodestones, compasses, shulkers, whatever else that I provided by the game that I need back. Mostly the lodestones. I really need those to be turned back. So I'm hoping that the hermits just throw them in the box there. They'll go in a chest down below there and get sucked up by a hopper and stuff. But I can reuse them at least, which is something I really will need to do. And then finally, at the end of the hallway, this is one, I'm very pleased that this is automated. This will be automated with redstone. I was afraid I was going to have to do this manually, but here's what the way it's going to, there's 3 trade-ins here, okay? Over here is the artifact trade-in. So if you guys remember the rules, you can only have 12 items on your board there, your board out in the main hall there. And if you have a 13th item, which will happen probably fairly quickly, you have to decide what to keep, and the rest you have to put here and do artifact trade-in. Or, I mean, you could trade them to other hermits, of course, but if you do artifact trade in here, each one you press the button for it, it'll verify that it is an artifact, and it will give you 1 coin. Basically, it's just a little token to give them, just to incentivize them to not hoard them, even though it's against the rules. But I'm also going to make it a 1 in 9 chance that they'll actually get a dungeon key, so they'll get a free run at the dungeon, potentially, when they return their artifacts. And then these two here, these are the really fun ones. So basically you have common card trade-ins and uncommon card trade-ins. So with the common cards, you give 3 common cards and put them in here, press the button once for each card, boop, boop, boop. And the reason the button's there is because the way the redstone works, I needed to do it that way. But it will verify that all the cards are common, and if so, it will spit out a random uncommon card. So basically you can promote lower cards up here. So 3 commons will turn into an uncommon, 3 uncommons will turn into a rare. And I don't think I'm going to do the rares up to artifacts and stuff. I think I'm going to stop there. So we're just going to have those 2 trade-ins for cards. So I'm super excited about this whole hallway. I think this is where a lot of the gameplay takes place, and it's gonna be really cool for hermits to come in here every day, check out where the lights are, see if they get a free dungeon key, see what's for sale, maybe strategize on what cards to hand in, that kind of thing. But let's get busy on the redstone now. I think I'm gonna do the shop first. Let's get that working. And there we go. The redstone for the shop is done. Not too hard on this one. My main goal with this one was I wanted it to be 1 wide tileable. I knew I wanted to sell up to like a maximum of 5 items, which I've got here, but I didn't want it to take up, 10, 15 blocks long or anything like that. So we have a 1 wide tileable, which meets my goals, and it's a single purchase. This is only going to work for a single purchase, but pretty straightforward stuff. It's kind of using like a sorting mechanism here. So if you guys remember, in that second slot over there, I had a super fancy rock for sale for 10 coins. So this hopper right here, okay, is say these iron nuggets are coins now. When that gets to 42, then I'll have a signal length 3 down here. It'll kick this repeater, which will toggle both these torches, and therefore it'll lock the hopper, but turn off the light. So it'll stop accepting more coins. And when it does, it'll also power through here, and you'll see right there is my super fancy stone. So I can set the price of the items that I want to buy by simply subtracting the cost of the item from 42. Okay, so in this case, I'm selling for 10, so I'm at 32 right here. So obviously, I can't sell things for more than 42 items, but that shouldn't be a problem. So what I do now is say I'm generous, and I'm just like, bah, whatever, I'll put some coins in there. This should stop at 5. There it is, it turned off, and the super fancy rock went into my inventory. The light turned off. Absolutely perfect system. I love it. The only thing I don't like now is you can actually see the water bubbles below here. That. And the big one is done, the trade-in system. I'm exceptionally pleased with how this one turned out. So I'll show you how they're all identical, just obviously the content is different in what they test for. So I'll show you on the uncommon trade-in here. For instance, this one here, if you put in 3 uncommon cards in here and then press the button 3 times, once for each card. It'll keep track of how many uncommon cards you've handed in, and once you hit 3, it'll swoop out a rare card out the there's like a little water stream right there, and it'll fly right over and fall on the ground. If you put in something that's not one of the items in question, in this case an uncommon card, it'll like what was smithing table? Nah, and it just shows up right there. There it is. Boom. So let me show you how the redstone works here. It's pretty long, but I wanted to keep it narrow so that I could fit 3 of them pretty close together. So this works out with an interesting little trick here, which is kind of cool. So the item you put in here, right, we'll say redstone dust is one of the cards. I have a chest right there, okay? And now this holds all of the items that I can say these are cards, right? Redstone dust, blah, blah, blah. I would obviously put real cards here, and then we just have like whatever filler items here. If there's empty spaces, the card, you press the button and the card will go into this hopper here. These guys are all locked for a little bit, so it just tries to put it into this chest. If it goes in, it'll count as one of your towards your progress, toward matching your set of 3. If it can't go in there, then this hopper unlocks and then just like, and it goes down there. And then all this stuff basically just says, hey, did it go in that chest or did it go down that chest down there? And it works out pretty good. So let me show you how this works here. For instance, we have like redstone and quartz and ice. So I'll do 2 redstone. So I'll do this. It took one of them, took another one here, and one more. And we should hear, ding. Notice we got a set of 3. Boop. There's my item, which happens to be another word. Obviously, that would be a random rare card that I put into this guy right here. Okay, so I unfortunately am out of time. We got a huge amount done. This whole wing was completed, redstone and everything. We got our Ravager guy up at the top there. What we didn't get to today, as usual, we didn't get to the stairs. I will have this done by next episode. I can almost guarantee that. High up there. But the real issue is building. I would say I'm only like 30% done. Oh no, Amazon, I have to log out. Mernin. That's our word. For whatever reason, that's stuck. We're only like 30% done with the dungeon here. Like, granted, that's the hardest part back there, so I'm glad that's done. All of these little rooms here will go quick, but we still have a lot of building to do here. Now, the area in the back with the blackstone, I'm holding off on that because blackstone is going to be part of piglin bartering in 1.16.2. So I've been kind of stockpiling the gold because I don't want to dig. I need a tremendous amount of blackstone to build this area out. So that means I'm probably going to start really focusing on building the nether section here and the keep out. So expect a lot of progress on those real soon. Redstone wise, we're looking really good. I'd say we're 75-80% done with redstone now. I got to do, like I said, a couple more lines there and stuff, which are going to be tedious. But obviously getting that whole stealth thing and getting the evokers to move around on mine carts and stuff, that's going to be very tricky and probably take a lot of time. So lots to go still. Oh, I love flying down there. That's fun. But you know what would be more fun is if there were walls and an entrance right here. Oh, by the way, look, I finished the ceiling. It's super fancy. I actually decided to go with red nether brick on the ceiling. I'm very pleased with that choice. It's kind of, a little more red. It fits the theme and stuff like that. Add a little arched rafters. Is that the word? Beams, supports or something. But what I really like are these like floating, hi friend up there. He's not happy with me. Are these floating soul braziers up there? I think look really good as like a lighting option. They're arguably, well, that's not a phase. There is too much soul flame in the area now, but I mean, I don't know. I really like the soul flames there. I had to add the lanterns up there because it was super dark up in the corner, but I think it's worth it to light up that area a little bit more. But I'm basically done with this room, loving it, except this. So I want to get this built and get some stairway action going up here to the top. Yep, love it, love it. I am so pleased with that entrance. I decided to go with a little bit more nether brick here and make the entrance a little bit smaller, which I think is great. But like the entrance, the walkway right here will be nice and wide. We're going to work on this in a second here. And then boom, it just opens up again right there. I just love this opening. The soul flames up on top there. I decided to actually use lava for the first time in here too. And it seems appropriate there with a little shroom light action in the back there. The last thing in this room now, though, are these torches. Here is a problem, okay? I've been having these torches here because, look, if I do this, look how dark it is. So I need something to light this up, and I don't know what. I mean, I could bring one of these soul flame but I don't want to, like, put something right on these corners here. That would be way too bulky and stuff. I feel like I need something in the floor, maybe some red carpet with a design that allows me to get a little glowstone on the floor or something, but I got to figure that out. But what I want to do now is get these stairs done. I mean, the stairs are done. I want to get the stair walls done. All the way here and here, I have a design. I don't know how I'm going to merge it in with this, but this has got to come out right here. Oh, I love it. The crying obsidian up there just dripping away. It looks so good. This angle is very kind of illusional, or it's like is this a staircase going up or a staircase going down? Very weird to see that kind of aspect, but I love this. I'm so happy with this whole room now. Everything about this room I just absolutely love. The stairs came out really good. I think it's, a little bit of detail here and there. The crying obsidian is a bit over the top, but I think it adds a little touch. I think it's nice. I think it's nice. But there's one thing we're missing here, right? One thing we're missing, and besides having a UI, one thing we're missing in each one of these things, I'm missing something. And to get the thing we need, we are going to head over to Impulse's Wither Skeleton Farm. This thing is amazing, and I don't think anyone's in the end right now. So the rates on this thing, he hasn't had a door to this thing yet. Impulse, put a door on your farm. Well, this will be fun. Let's test this thing out. I think I need roughly, we'll just say 30 wither skeleton skulls. 30 wither skeleton skulls. Words are very, very hard today. Let's see how long it takes to get 30. Ready, set, go. 21 minutes to get 30 skulls, but I was having so much fun and it's so addicting. I just hung around and got another 30 skulls because, I mean, you can't leave when there's this many juicy goodness skeletons waiting to be choppificated. Now we're ready to finish off our hallway, our stairway. We're gonna put some of these at a little angle. Maybe another one that way. This guy will be straight. And I'm gonna go up on the stairs too in front of all these flames. And I love this because the bright background looks so good. Hey, so last episode I did something that was a little confusing. I kind of got things backwards here and I need to correct it and apologize for it. I was talking about having like tier or uncommon trade-ins or common trade-ins and uncommon trade-ins. Those are terms that are reserved for artifacts, not cards. These are card trade-ins, so we're just going to go tier 1 card trade-in, tier 2 card trade-in. So if you trade in 3 tier 1s, you get a tier 2 card. Trade in 3 tier 2s, you get a tier 3 card. Hope that clears up any confusion. All right, so you might be asking yourself, I wonder what we're going to be working on today. How about we build the entire nether quadrant of Decked Out? Huge progress, but we're not even done. We're not even close to that. We have still so much more to go, but I want to give you a tour of what we got so far. I'm basically going for a nether fortress, all right? So there's obviously a ton of nether brick all around, but I tried to add little extra details, sprinkling some walls and cracked, and I'm going with these chisels here pretty much at every doorway, every intersection. I'm adding in chiseled. So these archway here, these are entrances to rooms, and then I've got like this, like when I do this, it's an entrance, it's just like a corridor entrance, and I'm putting a lamp in each one to add a little bit of lighting in here. Now, I must stress before we do the little quick tour here that I have torches in a lot of places here so you can see. When the game is actually going, it's going to be a lot darker and a lot creepier, but let's go. So this is entrance 1. There's 3 entrances and exits into the Nether District. This is the first one that is closest to the entrance, but you don't really get a head start because you still got to come all the way up to the top to get down to the bottom. But anyways, come in here. You saw the first room here. We'll decorate this, I think, today. I'm not sure with what. And then we got this first kind of main room here. Nothing in here yet, but I wanted to point out now, anywhere you see red nether brick, this is, it's one to let me know, and 2 to let the players know, the hermits know, that this is a block that can be lifted up automatically based on your current clank levels. So you're going to see them everywhere in here. And basically those, if you have max clank, every one of those isn't going to be there, and it's going to be see-through to the wall behind it, okay? And once those are all popped up, you're basically going to be able to like see through the entire nether district. And if there's a ravager anywhere in here, he's going to come aggro you. This right here is the other entrance. I would say this is probably the main entrance. It's coming right off the center hub area of the dungeon. Right down there is the last entrance we went into. So you come in here and it's right down there. You can see it. So over here now, again, a lot more. This whole row here, you can see this is all going to be exposed. If the clank is high to the dark region over there, so that's kind of scary. And then we have our first room here that I've decorated. This is my little brewing room. The best I could do right now. Again, it's gonna actually be like that dark right there, so you can see that. And I know it's dark, but it's gotta be moody to set the mood. Moody mood or something like that. But anyways, you got some netherwort hanging from the ceiling. I think that kind of looks like a little bit creepy. I don't know. Netherwort's growing around here. And I got some potions here with a little bit of supplies on the table there. And the potions, I know there's potions here. I don't think anyone's going to take them, but if they do, they can have a water breathing potion. Congrats. Continuing on, there's another room here. I think there's going to be a trap here. I'm not sure. This is the third entrance, and it's only from the Blackstone area over here. Okay, you can come in this side. This room here is going to be like a split room that's like half dungeony Blackstone and then half Netherkeep. Hi, Bat. And then go down here, more exposed rooms and everything. Again, more little details and stuff like that. This room we're going to get to soon. This is going to be the gold room. I'll show you that. But I got another room down here that I want to show you. So, okay, hold on. So this is just the regular room here. I'm already lost in my own dungeon. It basically makes a big loop. Like right over here, this goes back to the first entrance. That's the second entrance, just to give you guys a little bit of bearings here. And then over here, that goes up to the third entrance over there. But there's 2 main long tunnels. This one and this one, and these are going to go down into what are going to be the biggest areas of the nether area. We're going to change from a nether fortress, and down here is going to be like a massive warped forest, and over there is going to be a massive crimson forest, all decked out. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to connect them in the middle or not, though. But this room here, we've got a room here I want to show you. It is the Rose Garden. It sounds welcoming, right? Yeah. Not so much, all right? It's not a happy kind of rose. Yeah, we have wither roses all in here, okay? And what this actually is it's making a maze. There's actually a maze to get through these wither roses here, and it's actually not easy. You got to really go slow to not get the wither effect. Out, see? But if you make it all the way through, there's a little secret room up here. This is a dead-end room, but it's going to be interesting because I'm going to have, I think, at least 2 soul flames in here. So there's going to be a high demand to come into this dead-end room here. Hey, you know what? Let's create a banner for Decked Out. Let's start with a light gray banner. Let's add in a black brick background, a cyan base gradient, a black top gradient. And of course, we need to make a pattern for a wither skull. Place it into the banner with a light gray color. And finally, we add a base blue flame and a base cyan flame. There it is. This submission was sent to me from Twitter, and I love it. It's got the bricks in the background subtly for the dungeon theme. It's got the soul flames rising up from the bottom, and of course, you gotta have the skull for what's gonna happen to you inside Decked Out. Hodoink and hodoink. So we're not done with the nether quadrant yet, but I think it's time to add some traps. I've got 2 traps in mind. I want to add one at kind of each entrance. One's going to be right here at the main entrance. You're going to have to get past this one to gain access, and the other one is going to be in this hallway right here, which is right off the other entrance. This one will be a little bit more lethal. This one will be basically just designed to slow you down. But the interesting thing is now, I need to make all of my traps kind of Ravager proof, right? That's the big thing, because obviously the Ravager is going to be walking around here. So I have 2 traps designed that is going to be, slow down the player, but the Ravagers aren't even going to care about it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Mr. Wile E. Coyote now has actual road underneath him. So Cleo came by and fixed this up. You can see how it's kind of wiggling a little bit there. It's actually, she had to use armor stance to do the road. Otherwise, the coyote would have busticated or something. But he's looking good now. He's looking good. I'm loving Thank you, Cleo. And she also stopped by. I asked her if she could afford some heads of all the hermits. So I have 2 heads of all the hermits here now, and this is going to be important because I want the hermits, when they enter decked out, to be able to take like a little starter kit that gives them their official decked out box, and they're going to get 2 skulls to place on their scoreboard. And I didn't pick up the box because my inventory was full. Oh, so check it out, check it out, check it out. I've got the traps done. There's 2 traps, both guarding or protecting the main entrances to the nether quadrant. The entrance in the back there from the black area there is fine. There's no trap there. So if you want to go all the way around to get to the nether quadrant, you could do it, but avoid the trap. So let me show you what we got here. These took me way longer than I needed to. Oh, also, I've decided, as a little detail thing, I'm going to start using the weeping vines inside here as if it's just like an overgrown nether fortress. And I'm kind of liking it so far. That, and you'll see a lot of chains hanging from the ceiling too. I think it's a nice little combo. The other thing now, tripwire hook here, right? I've decided this is going to be, instead of pressure plates to detect when the player is walking around and to generate the clank, it's going to be tripwire hooks. Now, I know these are a little bit more like in your face, kind of ugly, but trust me, they're a lot easier to like, you cannot get over this in any way. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. So that's a good thing. And, obviously they can break the string, of course. But if they do, then, I mean, it's still going to generate the clank. And I'm going to come through every once in a while and make sure no one's breaking the strings. Anyways, I also have these hooked up. So these are going to generate potential clank, but I'm also hooking them up to traps. So here is trap number 1. Okay. Oh, wait, but pay no attention to those blocks that were my cheaty blocks. Anyways, it's like a little tiny parkour course here. And oh, by the way, these things are growing, aren't they? I need to put strings under these. I don't want those growing. I want those right there. Stop growing. Stop growing now. All right, so the way this works now is you when you step in here, okay, nothing really happened, but if I go around, let's say the other side like this, now you'll see when I hit this tripwire hook, ka-chunk, okay, the magma pops up. So the idea now is you can do this little parkour to get across these bars here, but if you fall in, the only way out is to go back the way you came. So I like this, like a little bit of a punishment. You can't just like jump across, take 2 ticks of damage and run away. You actually have to get across the puzzle here. So not too hard. I'm not a parkour master guy or anything, and I fail a lot, but see, I held shift before. I'm very, very bad at this. There we go. Now see, if you came from this side, boom, the magma pops up here and the other sides pop down. The redstone on this took me way longer than it needed to. But anyways, you can see here's a little bit more of the decorations, a little bit of fire. I like the weeping vines in here, okay? Here is the other trap. Let's approach from the other side. So the first trap was really just meant to slow you down a little bit. Not a big deal, really. This trap, this one could be a little bit more lethal. We got a clank generator right there that you really can't avoid. And once you do, it starts a long timer, and we have these trap doors here that flick on and off and on and off. And you have some friends here watching you just in case you fall. It's very nice. I moved this opening to this room back here, so this room's a little bit smaller now. I needed a little space for redstone there. But here's the idea with this puzzle, right? I got some cobwebs up there, so jumping isn't really recommended because you'll get stuck in the cobwebs. You kind of got to sit here and give it a little... Whoa. And I think I'm going to make this go a little bit faster, okay? Another clank generator there. Both of these will turn the things on, and they only stay on for, I think, maybe like 30 seconds or so before they turn off. But the idea with this one now is if you do fall in, Oh, have a nice day. This is all going to be lava right where all the magma blocks are sitting on top of the signs. So you'll dunk in the lava. You're almost definitely going to die. And if you fall through, this is all hoppers right here, so your items will be saved, hopefully. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Tango, you ninny, how's this gonna work? The Ravager cannot get across this trap. Au contraire. You're not gonna believe this. This is crazy. I'm over here in my creative world, okay, where I test out all the justification here. Now, check this out. Let me put a little Ravager action right over here or so. Okay, he's a happy little Ravager. You'll notice we have the same configuration of bars here, right? I'm over here. I do game mode survival. Bars? We don't have any problem with bars. And the same thing goes for this trap as well. The Ravagers will just walk right across this. Now, they are higher than two blocks tall, so they will slow down in the cobwebs. But I see that as fine. They're still going to go across this trap way faster than any player is. But wait, there's more. If you order in the next 20 minutes, you get a free Crimson Forest. Okay, I'll stop doing that now. But anyways, check it out. Look, I built a little mini Crimson Forest back here, and I think it turned out pretty good. I had to, obviously cover the whole ceiling with the warped stuff. What's this called again? Nether wart blocks. Yeah, I'm super good at remembering block names. Anyway, so I think it looks pretty good. The only problem is the vines. The vines just keep growing, and I have to keep chopping them down. Now, I know these things are like kelp. Like, if you look at the bottom, it says over on the right, they're age 3. I think they go up to like age 25. So, yeah, they're like kelp. I wonder if you like silk touch an older aged one and then plant it back up at the ceiling, if it would retain that age. That would be really... I'm going to have to science that up later anyways, but I'm probably just going to have to put string or something under all these. But this area, pretty basic, nothing really going on. I mean, there may be a secret or two back here eventually, but the main point of this area is this is really a good spot to hide lodestones because, I mean, let's face it, you had to come into the nether quadrant, go past a couple traps and everything, get lost a few times, get turned around, and this is like as far into the nether quadrant as you can go. So we're definitely hiding a ton of lodestones here. Sadly, what I did not have time for is the twisting vine, the warp forest. I knew it. I got it. Warp forest is gonna go right here. But listen, you can just imagine it and all of its majesty that's just springing forth with vine and warpedness and everything. It looks great, doesn't it? But unfortunately, that is going to have to wait until next episode or a stream or something really soon, because I think I've already put about 25 hours into this episode, and it's late, and I want to get this out tomorrow to you guys. So that is going to do it for today. We made a ton of progress here today. This room is just looking absolutely amazing. I'm so pleased with it, the staircase and everything. But guys, I am just trying to get this done as soon as possible so we can get this opened up, hopefully somewhere between 1 to 2 weeks from now. I have a lot to go here, but at this point, we're looking good. I have been incredibly busy. Does this hallway ever end? Yes, it ends right now. Oh, I have so much to show you. So let's just get right into it, okay? For those of you that haven't caught any of the last 427 of my videos, I am making a dungeon. To be more specific, it is a deck building, dungeon crawling, collect 'em all, something game. And if I do say so myself, I believe this game is gonna be amazing, if I could ever finish it. We got our amazing great hall here with all our scoreboards for all the players. We have our friend up in the cage who wants to give us hugs. Down here, we have all the gamification shops and things and other trade-in things. All the stuff is ready to be played here. And up here, we have the entrance to our dungeon, minus some doors. So the first thing I want to show you today that you have not seen yet, I don't believe, unless you watch my streams, is we made a new entrance to the dungeon, okay? I got a lot of comments from people. People be like, Tango, you got this amazing dungeon, this crazy complicated game that's going to be amazing, and you have an iron door to get in. So we changed that. We not only made a better door, well, we added some guardians. So say hello to the new entrance to Decta. We got Rumble. And we got Tumble. I know, the most brilliant names ever. But more importantly, we got this cool door. Check it out. We got Chunk, 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 chunk. Dun, dun, dun. And from this side, it's all stone, as it should be. And wait. Oh, chunk, 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 chunk. Yes. So I intentionally had it like stagger. I like that. I like that delayed, like teeth opening kind of thing. I think that's pretty cool. And of course, the best part is these guys here. Yeah, look, they're tame. They don't even want to hurt me at all, right? Anyway, let's step outside now and show you the progress. Okay, you'll notice these walls weren't here last time. And neither were any of these walls. Or any of these walls for that matter. So I got a lot to show you here, so why don't we get started with the keep area. Now, that you're going to get a sense of how the kind of the dungeon or this keep area is laid out, but it's not decorated. It's not fully decorated yet. We've only got like a couple rooms that are done. Like this one here I just kind of started on. This is going to be like a little wine room or brewing room. I'm not sure yet. This one's still out in the open. But you will notice that wherever you see these chiseled stone bricks here, those are what I'm calling clank walls. Those will lift up when your clank gets, or they have a chance of lifting up when your clank gets excessively high. So little decorations in the walls here. I tried to start to add some little things here and there. A little table here is nice. Of course, we have our library, which I already showed you guys in the past. We're going to put a soul flame down there. All the lighting, by the way, is temporary. This is all just to keep things nice and bright right now. Over here, another little reading area, if you will. Hallways here, little details. I want to add a little bit more mossy, I think. This room, obviously not done. I think I'm going to add like a little shrine room or some kind of like mini cathedral or something like that. You guys have seen not the temple, what is this? The throne room. Yeah, I added a little painting on the wall with a nice little frame. I think that's cool. Still some work to do in here, though. Definitely something to do down here. I don't know what's going on there. Over here now, let's see. It goes... Oh, I'm saving that room right there. I got this little extension over here, little storage here. This, I think, this just kind of happened. We're on top of the prison now, and I think I might turn this into like a kitchen area or something. I'm not sure. That's if I have time. Little hallway here definitely needs some more decorations and stuff like that. Over here, entrance to the obviously the forest area. Down here, entrance to the prison cells with, our friend's Ed. But the room I'm super proud of is the blacksmith. I built this room all by myself. No, I'm actually pretty proud of it because I generally don't do interiors at all. And this one turned out fantastic. I think we got a blacksmith here with a little fiery pit down there, and the forge in the back, and the furnaces and the coal with like little mini blocks everywhere, all the appropriate stuff. And again, you can see more clank walls everywhere. All these walls, clank walls that could lift up. I like the weapons hanging from the rack up there as if they're newly created, and the ones... a little sword on the anvil there. Nice little touch here. Nice little storage over here and stuff. This room turned out fantastic. And I really like the trim up there, which I think is... What were these blocks again? These are, blast furnaces. I think they make like a nice kind of little trim on the ceiling there. So as you can see, tons of progress on the keep so far. All the walls are definitely up, and this is basically the floor model we're going with here. I just got to do a little bit more decorating. Obviously, I got to put the ceilings in and stuff like that. It's really just decorations. I need lots of decorations. Let's check out the forest now, because I actually did a lot of work in here. This one was the most done, but you can see the black box is much, much bigger now. So let's see what we got going on here. We have a new entryway in here, which I absolutely love. We have a nice little well here in like a little greeting area. I don't have the water in yet, but there will be water there. And we have a little barrel here that's going to have some water in it as well. And you turn left here and you go into like a little desert area that I've done here. I've got some cactus here. I think I gotta take the cactus out because Ravagers aren't too smart. And I also need to make sure, I got a little lava pit here, which I like. I gotta make sure, I probably gotta put one block out here to make sure the Ravager can't fit in there because I don't want to bubble his bits. But the real change to the forest area is a much improved night sky. I think I went out and got like another 30 of the nether stars and put them all around. We even got some of them. Look at that one right there. It's like, I'm gonna jump in this lava here if I'm not careful. You got like this little parallax thing going here now because like some of the stars are actually just floating in space and you can't even see it. Basically, I started doing another nighttime sky area over here and I was like, wait a minute. I got one over there, I got one over here. Why don't I just make one big one and cover the whole thing? And that's exactly what we did now. So basically we have a night sky that just covers the entire forest area, whether you're underneath the tree canopy or not. And it's actually pretty amazing here. Check this out. If I, we're a little secret passage here, that's gonna go away. Anyways, yeah, from under here, look, I opened up some of the sky and you could like just see the night sky above it. Just tell me that doesn't look amazing. I also really want to show you guys all the stuff we got going on here in the Blackstone area here, because this is probably where the most progress was made. But first, I want to show you guys a big kind of technical change we decided to go with here. If I don't know if you caught it or not when I was going through the keep here, listen. Click. Did you hear that click? What made that click? Click. Did you hear that click? Yeah, so it doesn't take a super scientist to figure this out. I have switched from, let's see if we can get down here. I have switched from pressure plates or even tripwire hooks. We're now using puffer fish detection system for the clank detection system, and I've been busy. All the yellow wiring here, all the yellow lines here are all pufferfish clank detectors for the whole dungeon. We have the entire nether, the entire Blackstone area. We have the entire keep, all clank detecting. Now, I still just got to do it for the forest area there, but this has got a lot of advantages here. It's kind of nice. Like, it's basically just transparent, and I even the pufferfish. I even can't get up. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I even named all the pufferfish Silent Me or whatever, Silence Me or whatever it was. So you don't even hear that pufferfish like bloop when they puff up. All you hear is the click of the pressure plate. So it's amazing. Now, the downside to this is bats. I've been having a lot of bats spawn down below here, and now of course they can get up under there and say hello to the pufferfish. The pufferfish does his little puffy, and that causes extra clank. So I got to do something to really reduce the bats down here. I mean, just lighting it up helps, of course. And I mean, that is the solution if you can find all the spots. I've tried already, and I've already massively reduced the bats, but I don't know if I need to like name a bunch of bats and store them somewhere because they're on their own spawn clock or thing or spawn count. I don't know, but bats cause clank now. Now, way back in the last episode, we spent a lot of time. We built the whole nether quadrant, essentially. One of the problems, you guys had a lot of feedback. All you guys are saying it was way too dark. And I hear you, and I trust me, that is a huge concern of mine. I do not want these videos for the other hermits or myself or anyone to be too dark. So I'm going to make a pass on everything and lighten everything up in there, okay? And that's like a big issue with the Blackstone area. I want to tour through the Blackstone area here now. And I've got everything really lit up right now, so hopefully it should be fine. Obviously, it's lit up with like torches and stuff, which isn't the real solution, but lighting is definitely a concern, and I will do my best. I have a good lighting option for the ceiling. I think that's going to keep everything nice and bright. But without further ado, let's go check out a little tour of the Blackstone area. Now, it is just Blackstone, right? The floor is a combination of, I had to break out all the floor I had, by the way, and replace it with solid blocks. That was fun. But anyways, we got a combination of stone brick, the regular Blackstone, some of the polished stuff. So I like the floor, and then the walls I stuck with mostly brick and then the cracked brick as well too. But I'm doing this thing pretty much everywhere in here where I use these like the regular walls as like details of like indentation or crumbling, and I really like it. All throughout the Blackstone area here, we've got this little design here. I did a 2-block, crying obsidian with a random wither skull behind it because I thought, why not? This right here is going to be a big clank wall so that you can kind of see into when your clank gets high. This is going to pop up here. I got to obviously finish this up here and everything, but all of these red nether bricks here are all going to pop up and be clankable walls over there. I have a room here now, which is a dragon room. I don't know if I'm crazy about it. It doesn't seem to fit. But honestly, I got a lot of little rooms, and I need to just do a little bit of decoration, so that's the thing. Over here, and turning left, you can see this will be the transition into the nether quadrant here, and I'm going to build more walls here and more of an actual transition here. This room will be like a nice blend of the two themes together here. I also like how I'm using the chiseled pattern at every doorway, or every passageway, I guess you could say. There is this little curved ceiling here with the chiseled stone brick and stuff. I really like that. And we got just all kinds of rooms everywhere here. This is all clanked out, by the way. You guys saw that I have all the pufferfish down below here. I think there's one right here. Yep, you heard the click there. Again, all of these little wither skulls all around here, and this all clankable walls here. So like if you're standing back here and that all opens up, you're going to be able to see a lot of stuff in the back there. So Interesting visibility challenges. I tried to add a little bit more change of elevation in the Blackstone area here too. Like this room here pops up 2 blocks. Nice little dead end, but I don't know what I'll put in here, but I just like the little change in height here. Little steps up like this and stuff, I think add a lot. And then we have, let's see, I think this room, yeah, this room is mostly decorated. This idea came from one of my amazing patrons. We were discussing some ideas, and he suggested adding these like waterlogged stairs and stuff with a little design, the crying obsidian, and the lanterns hanging from. I kind of like it. It's kind of nice. I'm going to also add water. This is going to be a well here. It'll be filled up with water. I don't really know what'll be down there. Who am I kidding? I know exactly what's going to be down there. We've got this room, which I recreated. This should look familiar to you guys from the first episode where I started talking about decked out here. I tried to recreate it here. I think I changed the skull. We got a random Elder Guardian head in here for no reason whatsoever. And then this over here, this is the biggest room in decked out here, or in the Blackstone quadrant here, and I'm very excited for this one. I have some very good ideas for this room here. But in here, this is where we're going to be doing some building today here. This is going to be kind of like my dark altar room here. We're going to get the ceiling all in here. I'm going to build an altar back here, and then we got something interesting right here. You know what? Let's just do it right now, right here. We're here. Why not? Let's get building. So we're going to start with a nether brick platform here. Now, I took out the clank wall in the back because we're pretty much going to be covering up that whole wall. And the good thing is that we gained a little bit of extra depth and space over here in this room. So this room will be even better. All right, so let's start with building the altar out first. It's going to be very simple. Going to be a little bit of that action here. Now we're going to, I'm totally in love with the new item frames, by the way, as you're going to find out in this build here. Okay, we're going to do a couple of item frames here, the invisible item frames, I mean. We're going to go, let's see, and rotate. Okay, we have alternating dragon heads now. Now we're gonna go trigger IF invisible, bloop, and trigger IF invisible, bloop. All right, and now we've got 2 dragon heads on the altars. Okay, and now hold on. Oh, I missed. Do that again. All right, let's try that. There we go. Fire breathing dragons. No one will ever see the torch in there. Actually, with the dragon heads facing the way they are, you kind of see the torch. Maybe I should rotate these. Hold on. We're experimenting. That'll have to do. Fire-breathing dragons, if you look at it from the right angle or something like that. All right, now in the back here, I want to add like we're going to have a spot to stand. I want to add like a red nether brick, kind of like archy, menacing looking structure. Rawr, so menacing. Oh, behold the menace. Yeah, okay, so it's not that great, but got a little withered rose there. I think it just serves as a good little backdrop with some little like kind of horns or spiky sticking out, and it's like held up by chains. Now we had to raise the roof an extra 2 blocks, so let's get like a little nether brick design going up there. That'll do. I like it. A little nether brick trim up there with alternating stairs and chiseled. I had chains coming down all these, but then I figured I got chains over here, which we'll get into in a second. And I decided, why not just try it with the fence coming down? And actually, I kind of like it. It brings a little bit more color into the room. And let's face it, I've been using chains a little bit too much, maybe. I think we're going to add a couple little shelves here for previous happy customers. I think we're going to need a banner right about there. That looks good. I like very much. Okay, so now let's talk about the elephant in the room. And I don't mean the elephant, I mean the giant thing in the floor here, all right? Those of you that were paying attention at my my happy little intro biddy, you saw something that might have looked a little bit weird, perhaps. Perhaps it looked something like this. Something amazing. We have a bottomless pit here in this altar room. So, you know, like sacrificial thing, you might throw somebody down there who doesn't, you know, get along with the other people in the I don't know, it just seems like a good place to throw some bodies. So yeah, I had Impulse knock out a 3x3 hole to the void, which is amazing. It's lit with some torches down there, and you can see soul sand all the way down the edges and just tons and tons of various wither heads all along the edges, which, you know, a little bit of a flex, but I think it looks absolutely incredible down there. So now those of you that are paying attention are probably going, Tango, bottomless pit to the void. What about your Ravagers? That's why this light right here is exactly where it is. Because where that is, the Ravager cannot fit its butt over the edge. It'll hit its head on that, the light. Players, I mean, I can't make any promises. If player falls down there, I mean, good luck getting out. I mean, there's a sign down there. I don't know. Maybe it says something. And it figures. I'm sitting here looking down the hole here. Why? Why is there one stray piece of obsidian there? Now I gotta go down there and remove it or something, I think. I mean... oh, okay. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Free pancakes in the hole. I don't think there's any pancakes down there, boys and girls. Boo, boo, boo. Why is that so much fun? All right, let's see if we can get out of this bottomless pit that we happen to be standing on the bottom of before we kill ourselves, I think. Everything's fine. Okay, we made it. I don't want to go down there again. Now, I think the only thing left that this room needs is clearly some heads on chains of previous victims or previous contestants on jump into the pit and see if you win. I don't know. Let's rotate this guy around right there. And, oh wait, I gotta go up there. Will it work this way? I don't know. It will. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Nice and welcoming. Gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. We even got an evoker heads up there. I love it. Well, all right then. I think that'll do it. Our evil, dark altar room with sacrificial bottomless pit is complete. I think it looks cozy. Let's change it up a bit, and we're going to do some redstone here. I want to make a shulker loading system for the shulkers that we're going to hide in the shopping district. I hope this is all safe to dig out. All the shulkers we're going to hide in the shopping district. I want to make like a one-button push thing that just loads a shulker with completely randomized artifacts for me to hide. And I want it to be as random as possible. I don't want any bias or anything like that. I'm not going to be picking what goes in them. So, yeah, I think we're going to basically just make a giant card shuffler here. Or not card shuffler, like artifact shuffler. Press a button, loads a shulker up, I think with like 3 artifacts maybe. Oh, here we go. Yeah, super click annoying. Yay. All right, so this is a 36 dropper system where basically just a loop of droppers. They go down, they come over, they come all the way back. The idea now is I'm going to throw all the artifacts that are in play, meaning artifacts that aren't on someone's board or things like that. If someone turns in a set, that whole set goes back into play. So there's going to be a lot of artifacts in here, and once I let this thing run for a while, it's basically just going to shuffle up the entire thing. Now, as I've shown in the past, these are some of the sets of artifacts that we're going to be using. I have tons of extras here, so don't worry about that. But what I'm going to do is put 10 sets of artifacts into the shuffler. Now, each one, the actual like distribution that we're going with for items like our artifacts in play is going to be 1 unique, 3 rares, 5 uncommons, and 9er on the commons. So 1, 3, 5, 9. So 18 artifacts from each set will be like globally in play. And we're going to start with 10 sets. So I'm going to put 180 artifacts into the shuffler. Okay, we got 10 sets in here. The shiny set, the nether set, the end set, the ocean set, the wither set, the dragon set, the dropper. Well, we got 10 sets in here, right? Now, the good thing is this configuration, the reason I'm going with so many droppers is because this can accommodate up to 18 sets, which is more than the amount of sets I'm basically going to put in 1 set into play for every hermit that joins the game. I've done a lot of math and spreadsheets happening and stuff like that. So this is how many we would have if we had 10 hermits playing, which might be the number. So here we go. They're stacked right now. Now my goal is that I have enough droppers in here also so that items don't stack, because once the items start stacking, the distribution, the randomization arguably gets off a little bit. So I'm going to start shuffling these now. And, yeah, we should real quick start seeing it's all quiet. Now that means there are no more clicking. So there are items in every single dropper now. Now, they're still all clustered up here, but as I run this for a little bit, it should start like evening out a little bit, and we should start to see the same amount of items in each dropper. So I'm going to let this run for a few minutes and we'll see what happens. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go out on a limb, and this just might be the most beautiful eye-pleasing redstone invention ever created. I mean, just the block palette and the color variation, the astute aesthetic choices that have been made. Yeah. it's hideous. But is anyone saying past the reset in 30 minutes? Hopefully not. I'm just about wrapping this one up. Okay, anyways, here we go. We step on the pressure plate and the shuffler begins shufflificating all the bits. Right there they go. They're flipping all around here and here we go over there. So I can peek in on here, make sure it's make sure it's working, make sure I like what's happening here. Okay, so it's all shuffled up now. Should be fairly randomized here. Now, whenever I want, I hit this button here and it will pull 3 items out randomly. Well, not randomly, from, let's see, it's gonna do a quick pulse here and unlock that hopper, that hopper, and that hopper. Those three hoppers are gonna pull 1 item out of 3 non-consecutive droppers in the shufflificator, and they're all gonna swoop down here into the shulker here. So it should work something like this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Bam. We got a rare, a common, and a common, which is pretty much common. And anytime we want to add items, just shift click here. They will go into the dropper and get certificated into the system. Let's try another one. Let's try another one just for giggles, because this is actually kind of fun. Oh, well, that's an uncommon. Uncommon, and a rare. Well, that's not too bad. I want to see how many it takes before I get a unique. And go. Got the exact same item. That was weird. Common. Rare. Uncommon. Common. Uncommon, rare, uncommon, rare, uncommon, uncommon, common, uncommon, rare, common, rare. Ooh, 2 rares, not bad. Common, unique. There it is. We got the unique dragon set, the dragon head. All right, everything works. This is good. We got a nice little chest here, so I can just throw all my shulkers in there. I'll probably throw in like 30 or so. And they go in here whenever I want. I hit the button, boop, it goes there. And then I might even hook like that button up to do what that button does. So it's all just one shot. Shulker comes out, fills up. I'll probably also have it like put an actual dungeon key in there too, because I'll want every one of these to have a dungeon key. And just get all that stuff ready to go. So it's one button, press, go. And I just go, go hide it in the shopping district. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today for Decked Out. I want to thank you guys again for your patience. I'm stuck. Okay, everything's fine. I think we're fine. Yes, we're good. I want to thank you guys for your patience as we get Decked Out completed here. I know this is like the most massive project ever. I did not expect it to take this long, because we can see the light at the end of the tunnel here. We got like a little bit of building, some roofs, a couple more redstone systems. I can taste it. We're getting there. We're getting close. And my goal is I just want to get the hermits playing this game. Well, I have been incredibly busy between episodes here. I have so much to show you, and we have so much to get done today. I have a huge list. Hey guys, you mind if I go in and show the peeps what's up? Let's go. So today I think I want to kind of break this up into about 3 parts here. First, I want to show you guys all the fun progress we've had between episodes here. All the new build and all the little silly things we've done inside the dungeon to give it a little bit of character. Then I want to do actually some building, probably in this area here and in the middle here, which are some much anticipated build areas that have been sorely needing. I want to tear all this out, and we're going to make this area really, really come to life. And we're going to bring this dungeon to probably like 90% complete here. And then I want to show you guys all the tremendous amount of redstone that has been finished since last episode. So let's start the little tour here. First, we're going to head over into the Blackstone area. Okay, last episode, I showed you guys the altar room, which is absolutely amazing, with our bottomless pit, now complete with Corrales, who happened to slip and fall into the hole. Poor Corrales. Which brings me to my point. I want to try to get just about every hermit somewhere in this dungeon here. Like, you guys remember we have Impulse and Zed in the dungeon over there. We got Corrales right here. He slipped and fell. We had some fun with armor stands. And we finished the happy fun time room, as I like to call it here. And there's so much to see in here. First, we've got Cleo in a cage. Villager. Can't really get anywhere. We've got Etho. He's a villager up top there. He's about to be dunked into the fire. We got little decorations and little happy fun time devices in the area. Then we have this guy right here, who is not a hermit yet. He's hanging from a chain up there, ready to experience something with the blades down below. Maybe there's a little tickle torture here with the feather. This place cracks me up. And a little lever here, maybe to dunk him down. He's up there. He's a grum. and he's got some what are they, the glass rods there to hold him up there and stuff. I think this absolutely turned out great. And then of course we've got B-Dubs. He's about to get some nice rest and relaxation in a nice little chair here with some utensils to aid him in his cause over here. And then we have Iskal, who's in his diorite prison down below, just begging to be released. Yeah, I gotta say, this is probably my favorite room in the dungeon now. The amount of effort that went into all of this to get all this to happen, to get a villager down here, to convert him, to get him upside down, to figure out how he wouldn't path off of these glass paints and stuff, just turned out amazing. We're not done with this yet, though, because I want to turn this into a hermit pretty soon, I think. I don't know. He's holding a shovel. I'm not sure what hermit would hold a shovel, but we'll figure that out soon. But I really got into armor stands and just been having so much fun posing all the hermits in various ways. I got another one planned for right here that's going to be amazing, but we need to get 116.2 on because I need horizontal chains for that one. Tons of fun getting regular villagers down here, dropping them through the ceiling and everything. We did all this stuff in live streams and it turned out amazing. But we are not done. We're not done. We're not even close to done. We've added first of all, we added the whole roof here to the keep section here. So it's all roofed in and ready to go. Just ignore all the tremendous amount of redstone now. We added how do I get down here? We added a treasure room and it's got Scar in it. Scar's doing what Scar does, just licking diamonds. I absolutely love this room. We got random debris, random treasures around here of various sizes. So we have full blocks, we have mini blocks, and then we have blocks inside the invisible item frames. And I think together you get this really nice pile of stuff and everything. And then we have a lot of items in here that are just like little references to this season and then to previous seasons. We got Tag 2, Electric Boogaloo. We got Iskal's Devil Soul from season 4. Those of you remember that. And then we got 12 bamboo. Why not? Oh, and yeah. Etho glass, that's in there as well. So we got treasure room over there, which is a dead end. This room still needs to be made into the king's chambers, the bedroom here. And then we got the throne room here, which is looking good. Still needs a little bit of work over here and stuff, but we've got King Tango sitting on the throne, holding his trident, and he's got a Ravager head in his hand. The posing. I'm just really getting into armor stands, and I'm having so much fun. I love the way this one turned out here. And we got one more I want to show you. One more I think you're going to like. We added a Cub fan, and we added him into where else but the desert here. We just got done doing this one today, and he's sitting on... he's a little mini Cub, and he's sitting on top of his pyramid with the Tarjay blocks inside, and I think it's just absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. Look how proud he is sitting on top of his little throne. What a guy. Okay, guys, I want to interrupt this Hermitcraft episode with an announcement. I generally only mention this about once a year or so, but I have a Patreon page that I really want to share with all you amazing people. Now, for those of you who don't know, Patreon is a website where you can show your support for your favorite creators online, and it's really a fantastic site. It's been around for years. And the reason I'm mentioning this now is one of the main perks you can get on that Patreon page is access to my private vanilla Minecraft server that has been called Titancraft. And this is just an absolutely crazy Minecraft server filled with just tons of super friendly people who are just incredibly talented, many of whom I've become personal friends with now over the years. Well, this Saturday, August 28th, the server is resetting to a brand new world. This is a big deal. So if you've been looking for a place to play Minecraft with some friends, or you want to make some new ones, then this is your chance to get in on the insanity and be there from day one. The server is moderated by a very experienced team of mods that keep things running fair and smooth for everyone. We got the server running on dedicated, powerful hardware so we can support just tons and tons of people playing at the same time. Let's face it, it's pretty much the best server on the planet. So go ahead, check out my Patreon page if you're interested in joining the server. There's also a ton of other perks there, including access to the huge private Discord server. You should really check it all out. Or just stop by if you want to show your support for what I do here on Hermitcraft. I would greatly appreciate it. So there you have it. That's my message. Let's get back to the episode already in progress. All right, so let's get it going here. I want to do some building here today with you guys, and I want to focus on this area here right in the middle. This is the dead, that beacon beam is the perfect center of the entire dungeon, and I've always had this center area here. It's not really part of any of the quadrants, even though it is going to be Blackstone. It's not really part. It's just meant to be like a little mini hub, all right? And it's got like a couple little interesting features here. It's like you come in two ways basically from this main entrance here. Down low on the left side goes over to the two right quadrants, and up high on the right side will go over to the left two quadrants, kind of like, you know, intertwining and looping over each other here. So this room is really what I want to work on here. You can see I've already started it a little bit. I want to get the Blackstone walls up higher, like 3 or 4 blocks higher than these archways here, get it all enclosed in, and this room is going to be a lava room. We're going to have the entire floor made out of lava. We got orange glass down here already, and this is where all the lava is going to sit. I'm using glass because I want to know, like, so I can see where the lava is from down below so I don't accidentally break it, but you won't see any of that. You're just going to be floating above this pool of lava. We're going to have little islands on the side with little magma blocks and ahead, and the campfire blocks are really what are going to make this amazing, because there's going to be like smoke coming up through the lava. I think it's going to be absolutely just mind-blowing here when this is done. So I think what I need to do is get the room built up, and we're going to have to go get like 7,000 buckets of lava. Okay, so about that lava, let's go get it. The build is done, but we got to fill the whole... Oh, I missed! We got to fill the whole bottom section with a lava here, and I think I did the mathification. I need about 17 shulkers full of lava, so... lava up. All right, we need a good spot to get, like, I don't know, 12 shulkers full of lava. Anybody see any lava around here? And shooty shoot. Die in the face. Yeah, fire. Okay, this looks like a good little spot. We got a nice little quiet corner of lava here. We're gonna get all in the lava and hope the piglins don't bother us. Okay, here we go. The lava is acquired, and this is the central chamber room of Decked Out now. Now it's not done. It's not done. I got some stuff to do here, some decorations and stuff, but you can see we have the 4 major entrances here. We got the nether quadrant there. We have the Blackstone quadrant here. We have the forest one there, which I like the little tree there. And that one leads over to the Keep Castle district. And then these two are entrances that go back to the main entrance. And I think we're gonna still redo this entrance here, in which case these entrances might need to be adjusted to the theme. But we got a little ceiling here, which is, it's a lot of Blackstone, obviously. It's dark in here, but trust me, it's going to get bright in here in a minute with all the lava. But the ceiling, I went with like a full block and then a half slab of Blackstone all up there, because we're gonna do something up there in a second. But you can see we got the campfires in, we got the glass in, we got our little islands in with little magma blocks all around. So now I got to add the lava, and I don't know, like, I've never been good at this, to be perfectly honest, and I'm sure there's a lot of you that kind of struggle with this too. Like, when you're trying to place a lot of lava, it's like you can't really tell where you've placed it and where you haven't and stuff. Like, that's flowing, that doesn't look like a source block, but it is. And then I do this. I don't know. It's just, I always struggle with this, so I'm sure I'm gonna like misplace a whole ton of lava as I'm doing this, but we'll see how it goes. And wait for it. There it goes. Drippity, 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 doo. Oh yeah, this is so good. I love it. Check it out. The lava floor just brings it all together. We're still not done though. We got a little bit more. I want to experiment with like some railing options and stuff. But the lava column is flowing down. We got... Oh, take it back! Okay, that brought me a little bit more amusement than it probably should have. But there's one more thing I want to do here. You see the drippy drippies? We need more drippy drippies. A bloop, a bloop, 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 a blop, bloop, bleep, blop, bloom. And all the drippy drippies. Possibly too much drippy drippy? I'm not too sure. It's even possible to have too much drippy drippy. I mean, I think this is just the right amount of drippy drippy. What do we think? Is drippy drippy good? Alright, now I know some of you are probably saying, Tango, what about the Ravagers? Aren't they gonna fall into the lava? And the answer is, theoretically, they could, but I really don't think so, because for a few reasons. One, these are half slabs right here, so the Ravager will not randomly patrol into here. They will chase a player into here, though, and I think like the only way that they're gonna fall in is if the player somehow punches them or something and somehow knocks them back, right? I just don't really think that's going to happen, to be perfectly honest. But I also am going to be looking into some railing options. But I want to wait for 116.2 to be put on the server because I think like horizontal chains are going to make a really nice like railing going along the edges of these. But we are not done. We are not done yet in here because we need to add the centerpiece in here. So we're going to have a little bit more fun with some armor stands here, and we're going to be learning in the process here because this may or may not work. So we're going to, you guys saw, we're putting hermits everywhere in here, right? So we're going to get some red leather, kind of like maroon leather pants in here. Invisible armor stand, running pose. No gravity. Break the block. Do a little bit of nudging in the negative Y. Now we need a second armor stand right there. And we gotta put a little zoom head on it. We need a strider to be striding through our little lava pit here. Apply gravity, no. Show stand, no. Break the block. And some final nudges, I think, right around there. Is that good? Nailed it. Look at our little stride Zuma. Just striding through the lava, being all happy. This is great. All right, let's move it on here. So the central chamber of Decked Out is done. You can see there, and I've capped off the lava and everything. Now, we've got 2 areas left here. We have to still build a warped forest, which is, you know, I'll get to that. And we got to do something with this area that we just have plain stone walls here. It's very boring. I want to rip this out, and I've got new plans here for a sunken jungle temple flooded kind of thing. Okay, little update here, and the new floor plan is in. It's not that much different than the old one, but I think it's going to be a lot better. We're still just basically stone brick right now, but we're going to start adding a lot of detail and jungly temple elements in just a second here. There's going to be a lot of water and kind of flooding. So the first room here is a lot bigger. This area over here goes into the nether quadrant. We have first room opens up into a big second room there, leading out into the back area there. And this area up here is kind of the same, but I'm going to put like a little water pool here and have it drip down into like a little area, like a little mini waterfall in here. I think that'll be cool. And we got a lot more clank walls in here now too. Clank wall here, clank wall here, clank wall over there, and in the back there. So this area is going to be a lot more dangerous. And the center area is where we're going to have like an evoker pop-up thing, but we'll get into all that stuff later. I think what I'll do now is try and set the block palette of like a lot of vines and cracked stuff and, you know, just a lot of, overgrown feel to some of these walls here. We're going to do this room first and see how it feels. Bam! Well, that's what I'm talking about right there. This is my sunken jungle temple kind of flooded temple thing. We're missing the flooded, which we're going to do right now, but this is what I like. Just everything just completely falling apart. I'm going to have a lot more vines. We're waiting for them to grow. I did 2 rooms. I did this room and I did this room up here, which is a bit darker, but you can see the vines are starting to grow. I want to have vines everywhere. We're going to put more vines on the walls and everything. But what I want to do now is try and have like a little river that flows from there. Hopefully this doesn't ruin all the redstone down below. And we're going to fill this up and have it like cascade down to here into this pool. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we have the river up here starting coming out of the wall. Mysterious point of entry, and then flowing down the thing down there into this down here. Now I want to take these guys out, and I'm going to try and light this entire place up with pickle power. So I don't know if this is going to work or what. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have to. Hang on. I'm not a pickle expert. Hang on. We gotta put a water source there, I think, and then 1, 2. Yeah. 3, 4. Oh, super bright. Okay. Pickle power. All right, then we've got our style down pretty solid here, I think. I want to go forward and start doing the rest of this area all up. And I think I want to bring in even more water. Oh, yes. I am very, very pleased with myself. Let me give you a little tour. Okay, so my sunken jungle temple here, I think turned out absolutely incredible. This took me a long time to get all this variation, all this randomization of detail. Let me give you a tour here of what we're looking at. So this is the pathway over to the nether quadrant. You can see I got all those waterlogged stairs and everything here, just to keep that flooded vibe going here. Okay, down the straight area here into another little flooded room, and again, really went to town with the sea pickles. That's the complicated word. Yeah, we really went crazy with the sea pickles here. That's all the lighting here is done by sea pickles, and it's great because the number of sea pickles just determines the brightness I get, so I can kind of get the right level. Now, this is what everything looks like when you're at maximum clank. I haven't put in the block dividers yet, so you can see how wide open this would be. If there's a Ravager down here, he's gonna be up in your business pretty quick. This right here is kind of the main area here. You can see over here to the left, this goes down into the bottom area. I'm loving this. This is so good. More little pools, more little sea pickles everywhere. You got to kind of hop around. I really like the flooded thing. Up here takes you to the top of the hub here. Back down and in, over here and around. Now this right here, this little 3x3 here, this is going to be an evoker pop-up. If you hit maximum clank, we'll go into this in a little bit, but if you hit maximum clank, all 8 of these bottom ones are going to pull down, and there's going to be an evoker down there, and he's gonna say hello to you. But look at this, all the more stuff here. The vines are going crazy. We got little stalactites from the ceiling and everything, and I love the little river up here that kind of starts it all, and it flows down and in. This area is just awesome. Yeah, this is great because your clank level really makes a big difference. Like, it was so wide open before. Now with all these, every one of these chiseled blocks is like a clank blocker. You have like these nice little private corridors here and everything, but if you start making noise and your stealth isn't too high, this place just opens wide up. Wow. Like, I mean, do you guys realize where we're at this point now? Pretty much, with the exception of a warped forest right there, which shouldn't take me long to do, we're basically done with this dungeon. Everything has a roof on it. Everything is kind of sort of decorated. I got to do a little bit more in the keep area and a little bit more in the Blackstone area, but this dungeon is 95% built now. And this makes me crazy happy. So let's change gears here for a little bit, and I want to show you some of the technical side that I got done. This is where all of my time has gone over the last week or so. We have, for starters, we have the full clank reveal system, which is all this pink and iron up here on the roof. This is done, basically. This is done, and the way it works is interesting. Basically, every time they go near a pufferfish, they potentially generate clank. So the first step is it goes through a randomizer down below, and it's like a 1 in 4 chance or something. All these values are going to be tweaked, basically. Like a 1 in 4 chance that it will turn that into clank. Then it checks your stealth card level and see if it actually like reduces that or negates that clank. If it all gets through, then it fires up here to the roof and signals all these systems. And what we have is a lot of randomizers here, all set to a 1 in 6 chance with the boat there of actually generating final clank at this point. And if it does, then this torch goes off and this line will go off, and then basically that whole line of pistons down below will lift up. So instead of the way I originally described it, where every line, every individual piston was going to pop up based on the clank level, instead it turned out much easier this way, and I think it's actually much more interesting. There's basically just subsystems of large clank revealers that will all pop up at one random chance, basically. Now, to show you this next bit, I have to get on the camera account because I would say about 10 hours of work went into redstone that you can't even see here. And that is because it is all in the walls and the perimeter around the entire dungeon. And that is the soul flame system. So there are 22 potential soul flame like nodes, I guess, and I'll show you how one of them looks. They basically all look like this. There's a chiseled brick of whatever quadrant you're in, and they're just kind of set in the wall like this, and there's a small chance that will lower, that block will lower, and behind there will be the soul flame that you can punch out. And now the more of those you find throughout the dungeon, and again, the ones that are revealed are randomized every time you come in here, the more of those you find, the better cards you will win when you get out of the dungeon. And I'll show you how that works too when we're done here. But here is basically the works here. All this iron and all this redstone line, I had to run 3 lines around the entire dungeon. And now there's 22 of these right here. Non-trivial systems to make sure that they can't punch a soul flame twice, make sure they can't like put a block in there and get double credit and all that cheat protection stuff. But yeah, it goes down here all the way around the backside. They're all back here, all the way down here. Here I had to split levels and go up. We went up into like the polar bear caves, and then still some down on the bottom floor. We got one in the dungeon down over here. They're everywhere. We got one in the town hall, in the throne room, one in the king's chambers, one in the treasure room. They are all over the place, and that took a crazy amount of time. Now, speaking of the soul flames, every time you punch a soul flame anywhere in the dungeon, the signal will carry around the entire dungeon and come up right here. And this is the kind of the card reward system. I'm not going to go into the details of this, but it's pretty cool. This took me a long time to design. This is all custom design here. And basically what it's doing is taking advantage of a minecart. So there's 3 hoppers right here, okay? That is the tier 3 card hopper, the tier 2, and the tier 1. So if you're lucky enough to generate a tier 3 card, like if you punch out like 10 soul flames or something, there's a chance, although it's a small one, you might get a tier 3 card. And then tier 2s are even are much more common, and then tier 1s are just kind of your filler. So basically, it's going to fill these chests up, and then this cart is just going to go right underneath them and pick them up in order, and then deliver them to these 3 here. It's going to put one there, and one there, and these are the 3 card pickup things inside the main room there that you guys remember where the Wither Skeleton guards are. So you'll have one of 3 cards to pick, and if you get a tier 3, it'll go in there. So pretty cool system. I mean, I know I'm kind of glossing over here, but the way the minecart picks them up in order and uses that order to redistribute them, and then it just dumps off whatever you don't use back in to be recycled. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, I've been busy, guys. I have been busy. We've also added this green line here, and what this is what I'm calling the Evoker pop-up system. Now, what it is kind of another threat that I can add. I can tune this to the appropriate difficulty level throughout the dungeon, you know, on top of the Ravagers that are chasing the players around. Basically, sprinkled throughout the dungeon in like 8 or 9 different places, there's going to be evokers that are sitting in minecarts that are kind of hidden in the walls. And if you reach maximum clank, where like the heartbeat is like ba-boom, 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 like really going crazy, then those walls are going to drop down and it's going to reveal the evoker in those spots. And if you go anywhere near them, obviously they're going to do what evokers do best, which is spam vexes on you. And, you know, you're going to be getting chased by vexes throughout the dungeon. Now that is in all over the place here. I don't know how many I'm going to use. I'm going to, you know, tune that. You can see the green line comes all the way over here as well. There's about 2 in each quadrant. If it turns out to be too difficult, I'll turn it down and maybe only, you know, take a couple of them out. But that's just another thing that, you know, really is going to discourage you from getting your clank level all the way at maximum. Also, we are about 50% done with the Loot Finder system. Now, Loot Finder is another card that has, you know, three tiers, 3 ranks that you can put in your deck. You can even have multiple ones, just like all cards. And it is controlled by the blue line. And what this does is give you a chance to find extra loot, basically, extra emeralds, extra coins, whatever we call them, sprinkled throughout the dungeon. There's probably going to be like 10 or 15 of these little barrels that are just in kind of like, you know, conspicuous places like this, okay? And based on the tier of Loot Finder card you have, that will increase the chance and the quantity of emeralds or of coins that will be in these barrels. So if you really want to try and get as many coins as possible, you're going to want to stack up your Loot Finder card, and those barrels are sprinkled all throughout the dungeon. I also finally got around to adding all of the clank detectors to the forest quadrant here. So you can see let's see, there should be one. Click, you heard it right there, a little click. Oh, you can see, by the way, there's a soul flame thing in the forest there. I added the pufferfish detectors, clank detectors, whatever we want to call them, all throughout the forest. Now, there is something I got to mention about the forest. There are no... you know, all the other 3 have those clank walls that lift up and increase the visibility of Ravagers. The forest doesn't really have that. It just didn't work out that way, where there was no place to really do it. The walls are too thin, the build was too tight and everything. So that doesn't really exist here. You still generate clank, but you don't pay the penalty for clank in the forest. However, there's 2 spawners here spawning skeletons and zombies on you, so I think that kind of makes up for it. Okay, this is absolutely driving me nuts. Zuma's head has changed from Stride Zuma to B Zuma and back and forth like 17 times. It happened in a stream, like it flopped like 3 times while I was streaming. I don't know what to do. I just want the Strider face. Can I just have the Strider face? Why does this keep changing between bees and Striders? Literally 30 seconds later. Yeah! Guys, this is exciting. Like I can't even tell you how excited I am because my to-do list is getting pretty short. It's getting pretty short. Like there's not much left. I gotta do a little bit of building here and there. I gotta add a few more secrets. I gotta do some stuff with cards and stuff. But this dungeon is almost done. We are almost ready. I'm honestly hoping. Look at me. I am honestly hoping that like next episode we might be done. I gotta make the main entrance, but I already have a plan for that. Like we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. The light is at the end of the tunnel, and I'm feeling it. I am ready. This is. Oh, are you ready, Iskal? After what seems like months living underground, today we will finally see a wild tango poke his head above ground. Now, according to tradition, if the tango sees his shadow, he will be scared and be forced to work on Decked Out for another 6 weeks. However, if he sees no shadow, this means Decked Out is complete and he is ready to leave his hole. Let's spy in on our little friend and see what happens. Hello? Hello? Oh, hi, Turtle. Oh, pancakes? Pancakes? Well, there you have it, folks. Our little friend Tango has no shadow. This means Decked Out is complete. Not really. So let's take a look. Let's take a look, and I'll show you what is new inside Decked Out. Now, the most important thing is stuff you can't see. I have gone through and created all of the actual cards in the game, and I've verified that all the redstone systems are working, and I've balanced them and everything. So that was a ton of time, but it's all off camera. But this, we added some railings up here to the lava room here. We did this last episode, and I think this room turned out absolutely great. But these railings here with the chisel blocks on the end, and then the horizontal chains going sideways. We had to wait until 1.16.2 for this, and I think these are really cool. They don't obstruct the view really all that much, and they guarantee that the Ravagers can't fall down, and they also guarantee that the players can't cheat and just drop down there, which I really didn't want them to do. And speaking of the redstone, I did a live stream with ZF, and one of the fun things we did was we updated the tunes, some of the tunes down here for the stealth-related events. So this is the sound effect here for when Clank is increased in the dungeon, and it's like, oh, that's bad, right? And then this is the sound over here for when your stealth cards in your deck are actively preventing Clank. So the first one is when stealth or when Clank is increased. Burr, burr, burr. I love that one. That's the didgeridoo. Those are on top of pumpkins, I think. Yeah, pumpkins on top of there. So when you hear, and again, these note blocks are scattered and synchronized throughout the entire dungeon. So no matter where you are, you'll hear this. You'll know that the badness is increasing. And then if you have some stealth cards in your deck, they will kind of block the Clank value for a while. So you'll hear this. Like a little tiptoe sound. That's so perfect. That was like on top of bone blocks. And I absolutely love that one. So you'll hear this in the beginning when the stealth cards are blocking Clank, but then afterwards you're just going to start hearing a lot more Clank happening. Badness. I also finally finished off the warped forest. It's extra warpy and full of foresty warpiness. It's a little bit smaller than its neighbor next door, the Crimson Forest, but this is going to be an ideal place for me to hide lodestones and things like that. A lot of loot to be found inside the warped forest. And of course, we've added more hermits to the dungeon. We've swapped out B-dubs from the Happy Fun Time chair, and we put Beef in his place there, so he's looking all happy here. We got Iskal down in his diorite pit there of unhappiness, and now we got Mumbo Mumbo on the rack being stretched over a pit of lava. Oh, I can just hear the screams now. And we added someone else to the graveyard. Who else, of course, but Cleo. Zombie Cleo coming up out of the graveyard. Burns. And just a short jaunt away over in the blacksmith, we've added TFC. He's our blacksmith here, and check it out. Look at it. He's hitting he's grinding the axe on the grindstone there. Look at a little spark flying out there. Ching! This one's great. I love the little spark shooting out there. And in the Crimson Forest, we've added Ren Diggity Dog, but not normal Ren. We added Sith Ren, who is lightsabering a tree down. I love the little log there just flying out. The action shots are great. And last but not least, behind the crypt, behind the graveyard, through the forest, over by the sleeping bags, this is where we've moved B-Dubs to. He's sleeping, doing all the sleeping that the sleeping needs. That's what B-Dubs does, you know? But I gotta say, we're not done with this one, because I don't like how his bits are kind of hanging out here and stuff like that. This one's hard. Getting a character to actually like lie down is very challenging. This is 2 separate armor stands. You can't do it with one because the rotations are just very limiting on these armor stands. So I will still be working on this, and we'll get it looking a little bit better. But either way, B-Dubs on the sleeping bag. Okay, I think the time has come. All right, since Decked Out is so close to completion, I think I'm ready to finally make the entrance, and I'm excited about this because I've been holding off on this for like a while here. We've had like this little thing here and a little secret way in here, but I've been kind of hush-hush about this. I want to build, well, we're going to build an entrance here that is fit for Decked Out.
Tango!
Yeah!
Ooh.
Classic.
Ooh, we almost
had
entrance. A rerun. Yes. Yeah, that could have potentially killed me again. But I know. Enough, I made it. Whew.
So hi. How are you?
Hi. I saw some stuff happening over here.
Yep.
And this is looking amazing.
There's a giant Ravager head now, yes. And by the way, I can't really take you serious with that face right now.
Why not?
You're just like, I'm so excited.
Too much sugar.
A little bit.
Yes.
Hey, I have favors to ask of you.
You do?
Yes.
I love favors.
I have this project, this hole in the ground I've been working on for about 400 years, and it requires a certain set of skills that one such as yourself possesses.
Ah, yes, redstone.
Yeah. You could teach me how to do the redstone.
I would love to. Yeah, a hopper clock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the clocks with the hoppers. Yeah. The things. Yeah. No, I have a dungeon, a massive dungeon that still has a few rooms that are empty and a little sparse. And I figure you could maybe sprinkle your little B-Dubs fairy dust and make some stuff happen.
Oh yeah. I would like to do that. That's downstairs.
It's downstairs. Yes. Follow me.
Are you getting used to the new sound, the new brick walking sound?
I love the new sounds. I love everything about the 116 sounds. Yes, it's amazing.
Oh, my. Oh, it's so alive.
Did you see the friend up there? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, this is fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay.
It worked.
Now, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Wow.
Enter.
Okay.
Okay.
Why is it foggy? It feels foggy in here.
Foggy?
What's the lighting? Is there a lighting effect?
What?
Maybe it's just a jar from being in a dark room to going to a light room. You did a cool thing unbeknownst to you.
Okay.
It's happening.
It's happening. So we're in the dungeon. There's different sections to it. I mean, would you like a little tour, I guess?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the jungle themed area. There's nothing to do in here, okay? But it's basically your flooded Aztec jungle kind of thing with corridors and vines and everything, okay?
Yes. And this is all under the shopping district?
Yes, this is all in the shopping district.
Who knew this was all happening?
Yeah, oh yeah,
us?
it's nuts. It's nuts, man. All
oh my goodness!
This is kind of like the hub here, okay? And it leads to 4 sections of the dungeon. You have a Nether-themed section right here. You have a kind of a Blackstone Bastion Dark Keep section over there.
Okay.
And then down over there, you have a forest section under the trees.
That seems peaceful.
And then, right. And then a castle-y keep kind of section over there. So,
okay. Yeah.
Which one do you want to see?
Castle.
Okay, that's what I figured. Let's go back this way.
Do I hear my heartbeat?
You absolutely do hear your heartbeat. As you travel through this dungeon
there it goes.
And you make noise, that heartbeat gets faster and faster. Intensifying
no
the situation.
way.
Yes. Okay, so there's some decorations in here, but we definitely need some. Like this room right here. It needs some love, right? This is like It could be whatever. It could be a wine cellar. It could be like an apothecary. It could be anything. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I love this.
Little spark flying up.
So. Whoa, there's things happening.
There's things happening, yeah. So this is the blacksmith. Over here, we've got the library. Basic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's done.
Yeah.
That's done.
I love it.
We have a throne room up here.
Oh, that's a beauty. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have back
in your
here,
rightful place.
Yes. This is a bedroom I literally just got done building today.
This is a beautiful canopy bed,
it
princess
works.
Style.
It works. This is the king's private chambers. You know, he does his magic back here, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's nice.
And then we have the treasure room. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Look at
this
this
is
guy.
a spoiler.
Yeah. Look at Scar.
Oh no! Oh, I have seen this.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. This is good.
Look
yes.
at the diamonds. Yep. Okay, so that's generally the castle keep area. We kind of fast forwarded through that. This leads into the this is the forest area over here.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, we got Cleo coming out of the graves.
Oh,
so this is the cemetery kind of area here, all right?
Yes.
We go back over here, little windy through a forest.
Okay.
And we go to a little campfire foresty area.
Sure.
Someone's on the ground. Someone's sleeping. Someone's doing
I was
what they
hoping
do.
as soon as I saw the beds on the ground, I knew.
Yeah. I got a little work to do with the armor stand stuff, but yeah, it's your rightful place.
Those are nether stars.
Yes.
With an enchantment glint on them.
Well, they already have the enchantment glint. Yeah, it's nether stars on invisible item frames, and that's a huge black concrete dome over the whole area.
You killed this many withers to make stars.
To make stars. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Is that dedication or what?
Wait, there's cracked nether brick?
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of varieties of nether bricks, yeah.
I didn't know there was cracked.
Well, there you go.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
You all things.
I'm learning. Thank you. No thank you on this. Why did you do it? Oh, you're holding a totem this whole time.
There's nothing to kill you yet.
Okay, watch me.
Go ahead, do it. You can do it.
Okay.
Nope.
Right down. Okay, I'm gonna fly out. Watch this.
Good luck.
And fly. And here we go.
You got it.
I'll do this. Watch this. And fly.
And fly.
And fly.
Extra fly.
And fly. Okay, that's it. That is a literal maze, and you maneuvered your way through that like the back of your hand.
Well, it is the back of my hand. I've been down here for like 6 weeks.
Holy cow. So you're not allowed to play this?
No, I am running the game. Yeah, it requires some kind of administration.
There's hidden redstone behind some of these things, right? Some of these areas to build?
Yeah, come here.
I'm assuming there's just from all the sounds and the clanking.
There's
enough.
There's a tad bit of redstone down here.
Oh, sure. There is a little bit of hidden redstone.
Just a little dab of redstone, you know.
My goodness. All labeled, all color coordinated.
It's insane, dude. Yeah.
This is a beautiful mind moment if I've ever seen it. Holy cow. This is amazing. I'm very honored to be a part of this.
Oh, I am honored. You're like the #1 person to work on this stuff down here. So
I'm also honored to charge you for this as well.
I happily would pay. I would happily pay. You name your price.
No. I'm really in the market now. I'm kind of
freelancing.
In the business of, I'm kind of freelancing, and freelancing has the word free in it.
Right.
But more so, I'm working for coal ore these days.
Coal ore?
Yeah, that's a valuable one.
I have stacks on stacks. How many you want?
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I think I have.
Get me.
I mean, off the top of my head, 10 or 15 stacks at my base.
Seriously?
Yeah.
For
all
5 stacks
yours if you make my dungeon pretty.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Okay, yes. It's a guaranteed
deal.
Yes.
I'm all a part of this.
Oh,
all right, let's pick a room for you then.
Okay, well, a room. I'll do a lot of room.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'll take hallways.
I'm so excited.
I'll pretty up the hallways. I'll take castle rooms. I'll do all of it.
Oh, I'm so happy. B-Dub's coming through in the clutch. Let me tell you that. He is going to finish pretty much the whole dungeon. It sounds like we got our entrance here. We got our Ravager ahead, ready to go. The entrance to Decked Out is complete. I still haven't decided if I want to leave this open or hang some lights from the ceiling or what. If you guys have any ideas what I should do up there, or maybe I should just close it off, put like a cold ceiling like right around there. So I don't know if you have ideas, but anyways, we have this is all coming soon. No peeking. This is it, guys. This is it. I mean, we are done with Decked Out. Okay, we're not really done, but we're close enough. I'm not making any more videos on the development of Decked Out. The next video I put out on my channel will probably be the how to play Decked Out one. And I got a little odds and ends. Like I gotta fill the compass timer here with stuff. I gotta stock the shop and get prices and everything. I think I have to, finish up this artifact trade. Little things, close up holes in walls and stuff like that. I gotta make the coins. So I have like probably a few more hours of work, but it's good enough. It's working. By the way, the evokers, they're in. The evoker, is this door gonna work? No, because I didn't pay. The evokers are in. There are 8 evokers sprinkled throughout the dungeon. Let's see if I can find one somewhere. Yeah, there's one right up in there. They're all in minecarts. You can kind of see the minecart right there. So I hope B-Dubs doesn't spring one of them while he's decorating. And of course, I do not have the Ravagers in yet. I don't think B-Dubs would enjoy trying to finish decorating the halls and some of the rooms with Ravagers chasing him around. So that'll have to wait. I'll probably do that in a live stream early next week. And I'm hoping by next weekend, the game is live. So I hope you all enjoyed the 427 consecutive episodes of me building Decked Out. It's time to play this game, and I cannot wait to see the hermits and their reactions and the videos and all the squealing as Ravagers chase them. It's gonna be so good. Hello everyone, and welcome to my how to play Decked Out video. Today we're going to cover everything you need to know to play Decked Out, or just understand what the heck is going on when you're watching someone else play this game. So what is Decked Out? Well, it's a deck building, dungeon crawling, treasure hunting, collect 'em all trading game. And what does all that mean? I'm glad you asked. Let's first do a quick overview. So the goal of Decked Out is to collect sets of artifacts and hand them in. Each time you do, you get a point. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. You can find artifacts inside the dungeon. The dungeon is a huge handcrafted encounter with themed areas and many secrets. Oh, and it's filled with a bunch of Ravagers that want to eat your face. Search through the dungeon to find your artifacts, and if you're lucky, you might even make it out alive. Once you're back out, you'll have a choice of new cards. You can keep these cards and build your own custom deck that will fit your playstyle. And these cards will customize the dungeon and grant you powers and benefits during your future dungeon runs. You can trade with other players at any time to help you collect more sets or try to get better cards. And there's also a shop for you to buy new items with in-game coins. There's a daily auction for players to bid on, and there's a way to trade in cards to get upgraded ones that are more powerful. So I'm sure you now have a ton of questions. Let's go into some more detail. As you enter Decked Out for the first time, you'll find the main hall. You'll want to find an available artifact board and claim it as your own. And then go ahead and put your player head up on top like this so everyone knows whose it is. You could then take your starting shulker box, which inside you'll find a lot of things that will help you get going on your first dungeon run. So your goal of the game is to collect artifacts, and there are many different types of sets. Each set has 4 different pieces in it. There's a common, an uncommon, a rare, and a unique. And these descriptors also clearly denote how likely you are to find these pieces. When you get all 4 pieces of a set, go ahead and put them in your barrel here and press the button. And shortly thereafter, the game's amazing administrator will verify your set and grant you a point. And over on the scoreboard over here, the scores of all players are updated daily. Now you'll notice that your board has 12 item frames on it, and these are for your currently owned artifacts. Every artifact that you own must be kept on this board in plain view for everyone to see. If you get more than 12 artifacts, you then have to decide which 12 you want to keep on the board and submit the rest back to the game at the end of this hallway. These artifacts that you hand back in will be recycled back into play. Every day throughout the course of the game, the administrator will be hiding a bunch of shulker boxes in the shopping district. Find one of these boxes, and inside you'll find a key to the dungeon, an enchanted compass, and maybe a few decked out coins that serve as the currency for the game. Now, if you aren't lucky enough to find one of these hidden shulkers, fear not, because you can also acquire a key and a compass another way. Just around the corner from the main hall, you'll find the compass timer. These lights will slowly light up over the course of many hours, and once they're all lit, a button will be revealed. All you gotta do is press this button and a dungeon key and compass will pop up from the floor below this carpet. So you're ready to head into the dungeon. All right. Take your dungeon key and head over here, put your key in this barrel, and the doors will open. Go ahead and head up the stairs, say hello to the guardians, and be sure to set your spawn point in this cozy bedroom provided, and put all your belongings in the shulkers. The only thing you can take into the dungeon with you is your compass. Your inventory must be completely empty and your gear all removed. Now take your personal deck of cards and put it in here. At first, it should be noted that this is going to be empty, but as you run the dungeon more and more, you'll acquire a collection of cards that will personalize the dungeon experience to your advantage. Press this button here and your cards will be processed and the dungeon will be customized based on your cards. At this point, the dungeon is active and you are free to go in and die. If you are entering the dungeon with a compass, then now's a good time to start paying attention to it, because that little red arrow is going to point to your personalized loot stash. Keep exploring the dungeon and keep following your compass until you get to the spot where it looks like your needle is just going crazy. Throw your compass on that spot, and if it's correct, it will be absorbed through the floor and a shulker box will pop up. Inside that shulker, you'll likely find a whole bunch of artifacts that are yours to keep and possibly some coins. Once you've got your loot, you might want to consider getting out quickly, because if you die, everything you're carrying will despawn on the ground. You won't be able to go back in and retrieve it. Navigating the dungeon isn't exactly a walk in the park. As a stealthy adventurer, you want to get in and get out while being as quiet as possible. However, everyone makes a little noise, or as it's called in this game, clank. As you wander around the dungeon, you'll occasionally create clank, and you'll know it by hearing this sound. Clank is bad. The more clank you create, the more aware the beasts within the dungeon will become of your presence. And as you continue to clank it up all over the place, you'll notice some walls of the dungeon will lift up, which will greatly increase the visibility of the beasts in the dungeon that are hunting you down, allowing them to track you much better. This is bad. Eventually, your clank levels can get so high that you'll awaken the spirits of the dungeon. This is very bad. Now you can monitor your current clank levels by listening to your own heartbeat, which will echo throughout the dungeon. The more clank you create, the faster your heartbeat will become. Decked Out is an ongoing game meant to be played over many weeks. So as you run the dungeon many times, you'll acquire a lot of different kinds of cards that you can keep in a shulker deck, and you keep this deck of cards and plug it into the dungeon before every run. The first 5 cards you put in your deck will be pulled out and used to customize that dungeon run. Now, cards come in 3 different tiers. The higher the tier, the more powerful the card is. Tier 3 cards have 3 times the effect of Tier 1 cards. Also, you may have the same type of card in your deck as many times as you want, and the effects are additive. So pick your best 5 and stack them up. Alright then, let's go over each of the card types, starting with Stealth. Every adventure needs a bit of stealth, because Clank is your enemy and stealth prevents it. Every tier of stealth cards you have in your deck will negate some of the clank that you would have normally generated. So you'll know your stealth is working when you hear this tiptoe noise inside the dungeon. That means you would have normally generated clank, but instead you prevented it. Being stealthy and generating less clank allows you to stay in the dungeon longer with less threat. This is a very good thing. Next up, we have Beast Sense, which allows you to know the location of some of the beasts within the dungeon. Every so often, you'll hear a bell ring throughout the dungeon, and the beast will gain the glow effect, allowing you to see them from across the dungeon. The more tiers of Beast Sense you have in your deck, the more frequently these bells will ring. Let's face it, there's nothing worse than turning a corner and having the beast take you out in one chomp. So throw a resistance card in your deck and you'll periodically be given the resistance beacon effect. Having the beacon effect isn't going to allow you to go toe-to-toe with the beast, but it will allow you to take a few hits and get away. The more ranks of resistance you have in your deck, the more frequently you'll have this effect upon you. All throughout the dungeon, you'll find many barrels on the ground. With the Loot Finder card, some of these barrels will randomly be filled with some decked out coins. And the more ranks of Loot Finder you have in your deck, the more coins there'll be in these barrels. I mean, it's basically free money, and it's a great source of extra income for the shop and the daily auctions as part of the game. Finally, we have Soul Seeker, a very interesting card. Hidden throughout the dungeon are 22 soul flames, and by default, they are covered with a chiseled brick. But each run, some of them will be randomly revealed. If you find a revealed soul flame, you want to punch it out with your fist. The more soul flames that you extinguish, the better your reward cards are at the end of the run. Punch out 4, 6, or even 8 soul flames in a single dungeon run? Don't be surprised to start receiving tier 2 or even tier 3 cards as your reward. The more Soul Seeker ranks you have in your deck, the more soul flames will be revealed each run. As you start to acquire more coins, you'll probably want to start thinking about spending them. So just off the entrance to the dungeon is Ye Olde Shop, where you can spend some of your hard-earned coins. See an item you want on the wall? Simply toss in the required coins into the barrel, and the items will pop up under the black carpet. But if the light is out, that means that item has already been purchased. The incredible administrator of the game will keep the shop stocked with a variety of items to keep you tempted each day. Every day or two, there will be an auction held for a particularly interesting item, and this is a silent auction for all players to bid on. If you're interested in the item, simply put your bid in coins inside your barrel and press the button. Your light will turn on, letting others know that you've bid, but they won't know how much. And when the auction ends, the winner will have that item in their barrel, and the losers will have their losing bids returned to them, minus a few coins. And that's it. That is how you play Decked Out. However, there are some very important rules that I must cover first. Rule number 1, do not break any blocks or entities. Consider this game to be in adventure mode. You must go into the dungeon naked, and you must have an empty inventory except for a compass or other items you've purchased for the game. All artifacts you own must stay on your board. No exceptions. You cannot keep extra artifacts in your possession. You cannot hold onto artifacts, even if you plan to trade them soon. If you have more than 12 artifacts, trade them back to the system. You may attempt to fight a zombie, a skeleton, or a Vex inside the dungeon if you choose, but do not try to hurt any other creatures you encounter. They took a very long time to get them there. You may not use, consume, or equip anything you find in the dungeon unless you find it in a chest or barrel. Do not sleep in the dungeon. It is not a happy place to wake up. And finally, please, please, please return anything that was provided divided by the game that you are done with into this box, like shulkers, because I don't have an infinite amount of them. And that is it for Decked Out. If you have any questions about how to play the game that I missed, leave a comment and I will answer them. If you are a hermit, good luck.